Hello everybody and welcome to a little bit more of the Anbennar multiplayer DevClash. There are things afoot. The infernal host has been unleashed and murder and death and demonic bullshit will be happening. What we saw at the very end of the last session was the host, the devils, the demons, the infernal evilness, completely murdering all of the yin. And I don't think I saw the peace deal, but taking all of the yin in one war seems like they are gonna be looked at, because I want to know that admin efficiency. That seems kind of cracked. But yes, the host of Malice is one of the aforementioned Infernal Cult. The fact that they've already converted all of it is actually kind of scary. Animist being there is interesting. But that is something that we're going to have to look into, and at some point I might want to have a chat with RiverDoge and possibly Cargon at the same time and see about this system, this interestingness. But I think we're getting just somebody in, I guess, and then we're gonna get on going. I have a couple of interviews lined up. Hopefully we get through more than just the one today. We only got the one last week. But yeah, I got a couple lined up, and so it should be a good time. Talking with my game master, Mr. RiverDoge, and yeah, he's gonna come and chat to us about all of this stuff. Sormanon is the old Lenkori pre-elven name of Songkost, if you wonder why it's named that. Ah, very nice. Very cool. I was not aware. I like the color. Is this like pretty much exactly the same color as E4's Byzantium? I feel like it's almost identical. My favorite purple is more of a halfway between Wex and Pashane would be my favorite purple, and also my favorite color. But yeah, we got some things going on. Hammerhome has changed color because it is well, Hammerhome was bugged. There was some issue with it, and the save kept getting corrupted. That's why we crashed at the end of the last session. So what has happened is Hammerhome has been resurrected, but as Rosande, I think. This is Rosande's red. And if Hammerhome gets released, bad things happen. So that's not gonna happen. Pashani purple is the best though. Pashani is a very nice purple. Like, this is closer than Wex is to what I'm preferring. This is very nice. Maybe I should play in this area at some point in a multiplayer. That's something I haven't done. Played Telgear and went like here. Obviously got the gnomes that I've done. We got bloody Escan. I've done Lencanor. I've done Bulwar. I should play Vern or Boosla. I don't know. See if there's something else around here. I don't know exactly what I want. Something with a nice mission tree, with some nice content, with some strength, as I don't want to be weak. Something around here. I don't know what yet. I'll pull a Seb and play as Silvalar. Istralor into Demaria. The Vern River just got a name too, the one at the Hero's Rest. You cooked it. This river? Doesn't go out Hero's Rest, but it's right next to it. The River Kotuma. Alrighty then. But yeah, at some point I don't know. There's a few things that I would like to play. There's some stuff on the list, but for now, we will take a look. Oh, I love this flag. It's so nice. Look at that. Beautiful. Anbennar Rebellion State is a fun game. Rebellion State is a long wait, though. Like, in a multiplayer, it's not even guaranteed that you get to that point. So, probably not the best choice, I would argue. Not came in as Raketa. Okay. Yeah, looking forward to seeing what is gonna occur in today's multiplayer. All players have arrived, and we will see what's gonna happen. So first of all, let's have a look. Are there any player wars occurring right now? There are no wars whatsoever. All wars have been abolished. I don't know if that was a part of the fixes that needed to be done because of the aforementioned instability and crashing and such. Let's have a look at Hammerhome. If we were to, obviously we can't do it, but do they exist in here? Oh, they don't. That's not a problem then. Hammerhome has been yeetified. I think Arya Nonya was also changed, but I'm not sure about that one. I think that may have been the case. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Telexamai instantly going to war with Matamot. We've got Golden Dragons immediately going to war with somebody they can't see. Tunejala. I have no bloody idea. Was it you that was at war? Oh no, I got the wrong one. The wrong one. Okay. But anyway, I would like to go and have a look at this over here. I would like to look at the host of Malice, and we're going to drag in RiverDoge and Carguin. Carguin is playing the Infernal Host and RiverDoge on the Celestial Delegation. So, hello there, RiverDoge and Carguin. How are you guys doing?
Hello.
So, explain to me what's going on. What is the twist of this game that we're looking at? The host of Malice and the Infernal Host and all that. What's going on?
Gargoyn, you can go ahead because it's your child.
Wait, I'm supposed to know something? No, I'm just here.
Gargoyn is actually probably about as in the know as everyone else. So the host of Malice is the first of, probably more than one incursion into the world by the Infernal Plane. At some point, you may see that tag becomes more subservient to Carguin.
Okay.
If Carguin were to, say, get airdropped back into Bulwar via drone or something. But you will see more of them pop up around this time.
And
around sometime this session.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? Carguin, fire the one I told you to.
Okay, all right.
That's the stuff with your missions, is it?
Not his missions, no. You're gonna see one Zia missions. Ignore those. That's definitely still the same tag. It definitely wasn't completely glassed and changed.
For sure.
Should I do it right now because Taters told us to run it for a moment?
Maybe you should wait for the one next month.
Yeah.
Oh, that's all good. So what are the Infernal Hosts just in general, like without funky DevClash specific shenanigans? What are the Infernal Host?
So the Infernal, I'm probably not the best person to talk about their actual lore and canon, but the Infernal Plane is supposed to be like somewhat of a mirror of like the Regent Court setup with their rulers. But if I remember correctly, the Infernal Plane is actually its own real realm. In Halan, or not in Halan, but in Anbennar.
Okay.
And the actual like infernal entities that are there are real things that just the Regent Court has names for them. That happens to be like the most commonly associated ones with them, but they're actually their own thing. For the sake of the DevClash, it's obviously taking a little more of a fantasy spin, even with like headcanon spin.
And creative liberties.
Yeah, we took a few creative liberties. For instance, I don't think there's actually a place called Agridos' dumping grounds in Anbennar, but
certainly not in Insia.
Not in Insia for sure. This is like theoretically Insia, right? If you just imagine
Insia is
we're
whatever
actually
you think
a
it
little
is.
bit higher in the sky.
Yeah, for sure.
But generally, if you asked before, like kind of like what's the spirit of the game here? The idea is that this session, as well as last session's end, is kind of kicking off like the end game, more or less.
Right.
So we're looking at probably like 2 more sessions, hopefully.
Okay.
Some at the beginning of next session is probably going to be like Cargoin stepping back into the game.
Back into
the goal, at
Bulwa.
least. Yeah, back into Bulwer. They'll like parachute back down or crawl out of the ground. I'm not sure which one it'll be flavored as yet. And then there is a possibility at some point, if the world state gets too dire, that I have to, gently step back into the game as well, or not back in, but fully into the game.
Okay.
I do have some new stuff this session that you will see. I'll try and let you know when to tag into someone.
Okay.
But I do have some new stuff to have. I have a little more impact in the world now this session than I did before.
All right. So, what is the region that I should look at that's going to get blown up first?
I'd be looking at Deepwoods in a moment.
Deepwood.
Oh, that's a spoiler.
I mean,
Well, he needs to know where to look.
yeah.
Yeah, I know, but they will be prepared now.
A spoiler for 10 seconds.
Oh yeah. Quick, go! Quick!
No,
You
I'm
should look
gonna
at
wait.
Seb
one
doesn't
pick.
know what's coming.
I did tell everyone to not go into the deep woods, and some of them still did, so that's on them.
I mean, Seb is a sub for my partner, so
Yeah.
this is kind of awkward.
But Chrono
you're-
has gone into the deep woods, or he's dipping his toe in. Then again, it is a gold mine, so I mean, who wouldn't?
Wait, is Chrono also in the deep woods?
Well, he's got one
Oh,
province.
God, why did they all go in there? They're crazy.
Wait, where
It
is
is a gold
Chrono?
mine, though. I probably would do the same.
I mean, he hasn't dev'd it at all, but potential.
Blade
There's
Away art
potential.
looks so good. Actually, I forgot we redid. Or they got the new art.
Art for
Of course,
what?
of course,
All right,
of
go
course.
ahead.
Okay. Let me just find the button.
Let's have a look.
Alright,
and
I'm
see.
pressing it. It's gonna crash in 3, 2, 1.
Oh, and there they are. The host of greed has come through the portal.
If you notice, there's not a bazillion rebels anymore. I'm not taking as many risks. So they'll go a little slower than they did before, but
Oh, and he's got cores on all of the deep woods that isn't owned by a player.
Yep.
Nice.
I'm kind enough not to put shit like that on players. I mean, some of them might still attack a player, right? There's not much to do about that. But I mean, if you really want to, Cargo, you can do the other one as well right now.
Where should I look
Wait,
for that one?
Let me check my list first.
This one you'll have to find. Yeah, it'll be pretty obvious. Do the one that you were going to do.
Is that? I mean, the other one is more funny though.
Wait, which one? Sorry.
The second one.
Oh, you said 2. Am I blind?
I sent the whole list.
Ah, you did. Wait, no, you didn't.
I'm just
Oh,
scanning
yeah,
around
what can I
looking
go?
for.
we got Lambert on his toes.
I'm looking for all the
no, don't do
infernal
that one, it won't
gates. I don't know if I know where all of them are.
Okay, I just typed it out instead of making.
Yeah,
it
that
look
one
cool.
won't work, unfortunately, because it's in a player. Actually, you could do
Shit.
do this one.
All right.
That's how you spell it. I don't know how you spell it.
Yeah, you spelled it very wrong.
All right.
Okay, next one.
Actually, what do you mean I spelled it? Oh, actually, no, I did. Oh, also Lambert.
Yep.
Manor Lords. Just to like derail for like Manor Lords. How do you like it?
I really like it. Manlords is
I-
great.
I got the game, but I haven't had time to play it.
Oh.
I spent like 10 hours on this shit yesterday.
A modder's dilemma.
Yeah,
Get the games, but not enough time to play them all.
I will. My friend gave it to me as a gift, technically, so I do need to actually play it at some point soon. But there you go. You should be able to see it now. It exists. I think you did look at it actually.
I mean, I've looked at a bunch of them, but I don't know.
You straight up. I just saw you look on stream right at it and then look
Oh,
away.
oh, is it the Azamora one?
No.
Wait, what did I look at? Shit, I looked at a lot of them. That doesn't help at all.
Wait, what is his name?
You were in
the Host
Sarhal.
of Envy.
I was in
Is it?
Sarhal.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
in Sarl. You just look past it again. I saw on stream.
Oh my gosh.
It's small. It's
very
very
small right now. It's small right now, but it will be big in soon TM.
And it's not black. Just so you know.
It's
on
not.
the
What
same
color
color.
is he?
Yellowish.
Yellow.
White. It's like
No,
white.
actually, no. That's very, very wrong. That's
like
like
white.
light green.
Light
It's in the
green.
West Sarhall. We can't be narrow. West
It's
Sarhall.
West
Surely you
Sarhall.
get it then. Surely you get it with West Sarhall.
Oh, no. Oh, never
What?
mind.
This isn't helping at all.
West Sarhall. Come on, I believe in you.
Not you. Ah,
You know what? And honestly, you might as well throw one in Larencar. Get it over with.
yes, go to that.
I mean, Laurent, isn't that a waste though?
I swear.
No.
You know what?
Trust.
Let's just turn on the religion map mode. That might help us.
I mean, the one in
It probably doesn't have
Dwarf
its province converted right now.
Shouldn't
Actually, no, it does. It does. It has the right
Wait,
province.
I saw something change. Nope, never mind.
I...
It definitely has the right province. Let's see.
Isn't the Dwarvar one the better option?
There's one in
Oh,
Arboran.
the culture map mode's so disgusting. Oh, what do we do?
I know there's one in Arboran, but that's a player, so it can't be.
Look in
on
West Sarhall, like most Western Sarhall.
Oh wait, this piss green one? Not piss green, but really, yeah. Okay, I found it. Nice. The Knightly Order of the Host of Envy.
Look at the culture map mode. It's so bad.
Oh, that is a heck of a lot of Sun Elves. Oh gosh.
They're insidious. They. Wait, I can't say.
Wait, did it
Sun
change
Hall,
the
right?
whole? Wait,
It changed
did
the
it change the
culture
whole
of-
region?
It changed the culture of all of its cores.
Oh,
All AI gets switched to it. Yeah, it's so that they get separatist priority too.
That's
that's-
yeah, that's a whole lot of
that's
Sun-
dope.
Are you
disgusting.
basically having some kind of statement here by saying that the Sun Elves are like
Will theoretically the Sun Elves be
devils?
renamed next session? It's possible.
I will point out that your host of Envy is being sieged by Clizical. They lost.
They sometimes do, yeah.
Yeah,
Well-
I mean, it depends on who wins the siege first, actually.
Yeah, AI has not the best self-preservation.
I will say, though, Clizical, they were doing really well. They got their Knoll army, Knoll troops, but now, unfortunately for them, all of their troops, all of their provinces are Sun Elf. And they're still Knollish.
Yes.
Does
Nothing wrong
he
with that.
accept Sun Elves? Oh yeah, immediately accepted Sun Elves. Please let him click the button to change his primary culture. Save
Yeah,
him.
if he converts, he might accidentally get cooed by his own people to be a tag. The oh, they might win the siege.
Yeah, it's so. They done it. He's done it.
Oh my god, he won the siege first.
Oh.
No, they're dead.
He vassalized it. The Chad
tributaried
actually vassalized. Oh, tributary.
Oh, this is
Nice.
gonna go bad for him.
Yeah, that's gonna end very poorly for him, unfortunately.
Well, I mean, it's AI, so it's all good. Right, and you said there was one in Larencar as well?
I don't think he spawned it yet, but you should.
I
This
did.
would be a good
did.
time
The
card
host
because
of
the
Sloth. Hey, what are you saying about Riveria with this this flag for them? Isn't that
I
Riveria's
didn't
flag?
pick the tags. I didn't pick the flags.
It is!
They funny,
I called it.
but they are pretty funny flags.
They're at war with all of Larencar. That's
Yeah, Larencar's in a different war right now. That's why I'm hoping it works out.
he's got no
The
vision.
downside of removing the vassals is that, or the rebels, is that the the incursions are a lot less immediately strong than they used to be.
So, do they have like a take all provinces? Oh, the war is called the Third Rian Visa.
It's because it's the that's the war goal order they used. It doesn't actually do anything necessarily. They just have like a annex them. Oh, Chungito lag down. Seb is gonna get internal conflicts. But yeah, yeah, as you're seeing the world state right now, this is kind of like an alternate reality that's somewhat mimicking the previous game state because we had to redo most of the game,
Yeah,
unfortunately. I know you probably saw like a little bit of our
a
Skitsy rants.
little bit. Yeah.
Pretty much every tag in the game had all of the diplomacy removed. So like alliances, vassals, relations, even in some cases. Wars were all removed. So we had to like fake all the war endings too. It was interesting. The power of adding a tag to a save midway. Don't do it.
Wasn't there some player wars going on at the end of last session though?
I think there was like only one or not none actually.
Okay,
But we just talked to them and we figured out what they wanted.
fair enough.
I don't think there was any player wars actually still going though at the end of the session.
All right, fair enough.
Could be wrong though.
And correct me if I'm wrong. The unit models that are being used for them, is that from Elder Scrolls Oblivion?
No.
Yeah,
Those
surely
are straight up
models are
models.
RuneScape, and those aren't Elder Scrolls models.
Yeah.
You're completely correct.
And the portal isn't. The portal is a custom asset.
Oh
but
yeah,
they-
no, the portal is clearly super unique. Yeah.
But yeah, those are in fact almost certainly
Daedric armor.
Daedric armor.
Yeah. It looks really good though. Like
Yeah.
I
They do
didn't
fit
I
actually
didn't
really
expect
well in
just
D4.
yeah I didn't expect just like scaling down models from other games and just using them would be would work as well as it does. So yeah, they look really cool.
Even the RuneScape ones actually work not bad. Like they're not. They like obviously are. They look like they're out of place, but as long as they're not next to another model from the game, it actually looks fine.
Which ones are the RuneScape ones?
Look at mine.
Celestial.
Oh, the Celestial
Actually, you
ones.
may not have even
Oh
seen
right,
them.
yeah, no, I have seen them. I have seen them.
Okay.
They do look good, but yeah, they're about as out of place as the Infernal Hosts as well.
Yeah, more or less. But the
Is the Infernal Realm possibly Tamriel? Goddamn, I think he's onto something.
I mean, Damriel is kind of hell, so. And the elves are evil in Elder Scrolls. This is not intentional.
Yeah, I mean that does track. You know,
They kinda
anywhere
get
that
what they
there is
deserve
sun
in Elder
elves.
Scrolls.
Oh, actually, another good way of finding where they're spawning is I'll just like click Sun Elf, culture map mode, and then scan around for seeing where they've spawned.
Wait, how did they get these provinces? Do you see this? In the Deep Woods, how did they piece out for some of them? What happened?
What
Oh,
did
did
they
you look
do?
at the flag for the tag there? You were mentioning the other ones.
Oh no.
The host of greed is Gigacorn or what?
And Coronite just spawned, so we're
Wait,
right
wait.
next to them.
Are they
Wait.
taking provinces on the siege?
Oh, it actually works. I thought it wasn't working. Huh? Let's go.
That's I don't even know that worked in EU4. Like I've seen people saying, oh yeah, you should bring in the Imperator thing where siege and it instantly goes, but complaining that it doesn't actually work. But
If I remember correctly, the synthetic invasion actually does that.
you might be right about that one, actually. Yeah.
Like I think it does at least. At least the host of Envy is still alive. Good for them. That's okay. How's the host of Malice doing, by the way? I can't actually see like their metrics and stuff.
Whereabouts
think
is
they're
the
pretty
host
strong.
of Malice?
They're the Yin one.
Yin one. They are sitting pretty with no manpower.
That sounds about right.
Their economy is doing all right, even though they've got their army maintenance down at 0. They shouldn't,
Oh, they have
because their
good
army
loot.
cost 3 ducats for all of them. All 100.
That's
Why
delicious.
is their army maintenance so nothingness? But yeah, they're kind of just sitting down doing nothing and colonizing the inn.
That sounds about right. I mean, they're meant to kind of fester for a bit. It looks like the Deep Woods one is in fact going to win with a fat W right here.
Oh yes, for sure.
It was really sad to see what happened. His look, honestly, kind of really a W moment for them. They were like double outnumbered, and quality-wise, I'm pretty sure that the host of Envy had like double their quality. The AI really has no self-preservation.
And is this the same spirit military as from like just the standard rending?
It's actually a slightly buffed spirit mill, but not really like
Okay.
buffed in quality. I just removed the minus army professionalism from it.
Okay.
Yeah, because it didn't exactly serve a purpose for us. But otherwise, it is more or less identical to the base game.
Nice.
I didn't have the audacity to try and add in another racial mill and everything for this because I don't want to risk breaking anything else. So
Break more things. Why not?
more or less, yeah.
I tried to play as the spirit military. I played as Bianfang into Dahui and tried to go, pro spirit. But I failed purely due to the fact that I went undead military first. And
Oh no.
you can't go undead into spirits apparently.
Okay, like you can't, or like broke when you did it.
I think you just can't. I didn't get an option to change to full spirit military.
You know what, Karagwin? I think it's about time, since you spawned in more invasions, that I do my thing. I need to decide. I need to decide who's like worthy though.
Worthy is in done good, or worthy is in like worthy of being shat on.
Who's a good person?
Who's a good person?
Who's a good
I am.
person?
I
A
am.
good
You
person
can-
that suffered even.
I
I'm
would
not
say
naming you.
Naleni. Naleni.
Naleni. Naleni's a warmonger.
Naleni got wrecked by Telexame twice.
Yeah, but they did it.
That's a warmonger.
Okay,
Yeah.
but I like that.
All right, well maybe Lambert's view of a good person is not the same as the Celestial Council. I need to
No, I
find a
do agree
wholesome-
with Lambert. Yeah, Naleni is a very good person.
Are they? No, they're not your religion. What are you backing them for?
Simping for harpies, apparently. Pirates? Yeah, pirates are good people. Lambert
Yes,
can ever-
naturally.
Oh no, Naleni's army.
My
doesn't
Gargama
exist.
are in fact good boys. That's true as well.
You know what? You're right. I actually think, especially since their teammate's not here.
Yeah, they are really small, and they were up against
Wait,
like
no.
a
Magarma
Giga gang.
is
You know what?
Magarma is my contractor, or at least
You
the
should-
partner. Of
Oh,
my
are they?
contractor.
No, they're the.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. But technically, partners of contractors could. Or they're not going to be allied to each other. I hope you know that, Karg. I think I made it clear to everyone that if you make a pact, you're not necessarily still partners with your ally anymore once things go.
Yeah,
to-
but they help me as well. They attacked the.
It creates like a
ice
lovers, like a lovers in wars dynamic here. If we do this.
spirits. I mean, sure, but I think Dito is just gonna break his ties with me then.
I mean, he's not even Infernal Court yet, so we.
I will
Never
point out,
gonna be.
Naleni also kind of needs it. They've got no army in their main Sarhali area, and
You know what?
they've got pretender rebels sieging them. So there are
Thunder
some
Rebels are
issues
okay,
there.
They can just accept them. I'm pretty sure I gave Naleni buffs actually already.
Yeah, they have divine inspiration for like another month. Oh, now it just
Yeah.
ran out.
Oh really? That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Oh wow, what good timing! Wow.
Crazy how that happens. I'm not sure how I timed
Yeah,
it right.
god damn, it's like it's on cooldown.
You know what, in Kargwin, you can do the one in Bulwar as well.
In Bulwar? Oh,
Yeah, let's
A-
just hope
as
it doesn't go after
Kasur.
Gulan. It won't. It shouldn't.
I hope it does.
I mean, it won't have. It won't have
Oh,
cores,
and all of Bulwa becomes Sun Elf.
though. Isn't it, like,
This is a
pretty much
Phoenix
anyways?
Empire's wet dream.
That's actually so true though.
Naleni's like,
Um,
I am sieging this fort of humans, and then suddenly they all just magically turn into elves.
I mean, the only land that wasn't changed into Sun Elves is the land that I was in, so rip.
You should stay. Oh, there it is. I
Oh,
wonder if you got that
Celestial.
pop-up.
Ooh.
I know you definitely can see it. I don't know how many people actually get to see this event.
The Host of Pride also with Revellion's, not Revellion's, but the Riveria's flag.
Yeah, they don't have a flag as well. I should just sweep something really bad and paint.
Oh yeah.
Why are you tax collecting me? Am I?
Blade March is complaining that he's been fighting evil like crazy. Well, I mean, I don't know why you complain about that. That's just...
Yeah, but they're an evil person as well. They're like an anti-hero, I guess. It doesn't mean they're good.
And I just realized, of course, with you having to reset all of the diplomacy in the world, Corvuria is now a vassal instead of a personal union.
Yeah, they became a vassal, so they were easier to annex because they were about to be like annexable, but PUs take 50 years to annex,
Yeah.
whereas vassals only take 10. I think we even changed the save file so they could be annexed sooner.
Magargama's saying he's fighting against evil.
Well, I said it, but yeah.
Oh.
If you tag to them, you'll see a merc company they can use now.
Let's have a look.
You
Celestial
also might- I
Radiant
think-
Stonewords, 10 of them. Oh, sorry, 14 of them. Those are some nice stats. Minus
They
10%
also-
fire damage received, shock damage received, and morale damage received. Very.
They also
very
don't count
good.
against his force limit, so
Oh.
yeah.
And cost
Did
no
his unit
army
models
prof.
change? Can you check for me?
Magargamas.
Yeah. can you
Yes,
zoom
they
in on-
do.
Okay, good. So, fun fact: the sprites equals X sprite pack for merc companies does not seem to do anything at all. So I actually had to just change his unit models for his whole country because the idea was only the merc company has unique models.
Right.
But I just could not get it to work. Maybe I'm just dumb, which is possible. I was gonna ask Cargoin to look at it before next session and see if we could figure it out, but it might just not work.
Man's wearing full iron armor.
Yes.
Though,
Well,
from
that's
playing
the point.
RuneScape, I remembered
It's the Frost Light armor.
Okay, that wasn't in the game when I played. From what I remember, though, spears kind of sucked in that game.
No, I actually had weapons, but the spears is just the U4 spears.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
It's too much work to add like animations for them, so we just
Yeah.
use the default.
The spears are good attack leveling though.
We will see about what it looks like when a RuneScape knight fights some rebels.
I like how the spear glitches into his shoulder.
I mean, every model is just broken that
Very
I ported to U4.
Very blessed. Apparently the Merc stuff works for the ones that Sussurus changed in Eodand.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to figure out, what like the logic is. My assumption is if they're within the same like culture GFX, maybe it works. But I just didn't have time last night to test every single possible edge case. But definitely setting it just to use the sprite pack does not work. There needs to be something else done that we didn't
I
do.
just crashed, what the fuck.
Did you actually?
Yeah, I did. I tried to recruit a general.
And now his AI...
Alright, well, avoid your mill tab.
Now his AI spawns all of the all of the holes.
Unfortunately, they can't. Or fortunately, I guess they can't do that.
Yeah, and also we already spawned all, I think.
Yeah. You just want to hot run on the hour card one because someone else is gonna hot run then too, or we could just do both now. But yeah.
Big fan of Diedrich armor wielding a cannon. Very cool.
It's actually canon. Didn't you know it's that's canon in the Elder Scrolls universe?
Yeah, that's actually from Morrowind. You don't remember it?
Oh, nah, yeah, I kind of started playing Elder Scrolls when Oblivion came out.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, thanks for asking us questions. If you have more questions about the invasion, feel free to ask. But there's still some things I need to put in stone.
Are we going to end up having a situation where we're all Infernal Host or all what's the religion called again? Infernal Court versus everyone else? Yeah. Kind of big end world war?
Yes and no. I will give people some leeway to like kind of organically decide how they want to side. That people that aren't like hard aligned, like the people that sold their soul to Carguin, or they're in for the long haul.
Fair.
There's no turning back, obviously. But some like neutral players, I mean, maybe they'll create their own faction. Maybe it works out best that everyone just unites as a singular faction against the Infernal. Okay. We'll have to see.
Sounds fun.
But alright, Argwin, I'll drag you out and we'll figure out what the crash was. That we fixed all of them. U4 is a very stable. It's a very stable but also not stable game at the same time.
Yeah.
Did you want to talk to? Was it Brosser? Next?
Yes, that would be great.
For you. Yeah, I'll give him a message for you, and I'll drag him in.
All right, perfect.
All right, thanks again.
Yeah, no worries. Thank you very much for explaining it to me. So yeah, we are going to be talking to Brosser, and that should be a good time. And yeah, we'll see how that goes. So as soon as he arrives, then we can have a chat about Canorian trade stuff. Is the Infernal Realm an exact copy of reality, or does it have its own geography? I think that question could have been asked a little bit ago, but maybe we'll get to it. But anyway, hello there, Brosser. How are you doing?
Hello, Lambert. It was pretty quiet and peace session, and I'm enjoying it so far.
Lovely. So yes, how about you explain to us what it is you do with Anbennar?
Alright, probably the good point to start would be how I actually found out about Anbennar.
Yeah?
It was in around 2019, I believe, when I found out it in among Steam Workshop mods for EU4. I saw that there are orcs. I started playing because I like orcs, and then I found out that orcs had zero content.
Oh,
I thought it was outrageous, and I decided to fix that by contributing something myself, and basically that's how it started.
okay. So what did you end up doing with the orcs?
Ironically, my first contribution weren't the orcs, it was national ideas for Salvador, so literally the opposite thing.
Right.
It is a small republic of elves in the Reach.
Yeah.
But after that, I started firstly from actually creating formals for them, because in original state of Anbennar, orcs were just clans until literally end game. They didn't have any formals and stuff like that. So I approached Jay and said, "Guy, I have ideas. I want to create formals for orcs." And he said, "Go on." Firstly, I start from creating Grombar for Grey Orcs. Then I contributed by coming up with Hozurgan, Unguldavor, and Baromant for Green Orcs.
Okay. Those are some pretty big ones as well. In one of my recent multiplayers, I had quite a lot of problems with Kozurgan. That tech's pretty strong, not gonna lie. And I know Frozen Moor into Grumbar is like a fan favorite as well. That was a very highly rated mission tree. So yeah, congrats on that. I guess that's awesome.
Thank you. I also quite proud of these mission trees. How I think that considering how a lot quality of the mod overall improved, I feel like they owe a little makeover and a little more interesting mechanics to them.
Okay.
And that's actually one of the things I am slowly working on, because I was working on Grey Orc setup overhaul, which was pushed to the Bitbucket just this week.
Oh, very nice. So that's Frozen Moor, specifically the Grey Ox. Are there any other tags other than the two sacrificial ones, I guess, that are next to it, that are Grey Orcs, or is that specifically just for Frozen Moor?
They are Grey Orcs, and one of the ideas behind setup revamp is to make Frozen Moor not the only Grey Orc tag, as well as not the only option to form Grombar with.
Okay.
Yeah, in most games, the new tags near Frozen Moor will be sacrificial, but as I stressed out myself, it is really possible to play them and defeat Frozen Moor.
Interesting.
Because as one thinks, these tags are starting as allies and eternal friendship.
Okay.
And secondly, they also have a quite decent generous, not comparable to Brasur, but still quite decent and able to counter him on the battlefield. So there is less random for them, at least in that sense. Also, later on this week, I hope that their ideas will be contributed, so it also should make them a little bit easier to play.
Okay. Nice. That's pretty cool. I have played as Frozen Moor before. I had a great time with them, but yeah, if there's more options up for the Grey Ox, that's cool. So you said you also did the what's it, the Ungoldavor and Kozurgan, and what was did you do Barrowmand as well?
Yeah, but Barrowmand was reworked. I made the country itself and original mission tree, which was really small and not that interesting. It was reworked at the beginning of last year, I believe.
Okay. All right. So this is how you cut your teeth, or how you got into Anbennar and what you wanted to do. So what is it that you've been doing recently then?
Recently, I'm a bit split up. For around last 2 years, I was part of the Sahau team, and I was working on Lizard Folk.
Okay.
Because that's the race that I implemented, starting from the race modifiers up to their setup. and their lore.
So you are the one that is responsible then for deciding that they come from space and have had so many thousand empires and or trying to get to the final one.
Except for that part. That was actually something that Jay suggested, and I really like that take, which I then this later spinned out that they have a prophecy which is about 333 empires, and 333rd empire will be the final one, which will bring greatness back to lizard folk.
Yeah, just the next one. It's always just the next one. That's the one that'll do it.
Yeah. I won't even lie that lizard folk, the final empire is probably not the actually 333rd one, because lizard folk had so many collapses in their history that keeping accurate track of things is simply impossible.
Right. So it might not even be the 333rd. Fair enough.
Yeah, people believe that it is 333rd, and that is what important.
So looking at these lizard folk modifiers, their racial modifiers, they look kind of nice. Taking less fire and shock damage is like kind of huge in this game. So they are supposed to be very strong then on the battlefield.
Yeah, there were a lot on the defensive sides. You can also see that in pips of their units, because they have a lot of defensive pips on all stages of the game.
Right.
And they are pretty solid pick for land gameplay. Their only bad side that they don't have much in terms of damage, and also they have bonuses to fleet, which, as we know, is a very hit or miss. For some tanks, it is amazing. For a lot of lizard folk tanks that are inland, it is not so great.
Right, that's true. Especially with it being galleys as well.
Yeah.
Galleys are probably not the boat that you want the bonuses on, but
yeah, no, and they don't have that many inland seas, so
yeah, true. I mean, you could probably fight with Fatnavosi. That's probably a thing, but they have they're pretty good themselves. So I heard that you were also very much involved with the recent Canor trade rework.
Yeah.
What was it that
basically, I was making it, and the balance were saying if it is good or not.
Right.
So, it started basically with another discussion that Canor trade is not very great. So I talked with Stoffendau, and we came up with a proposal of what issues we see with it. And what we want to change.
Right.
Originally, it started with Jorgas, the Gerudia lead, proposing to implement two new trade node to Gerudia. There was supposed to be a new trade node which would encompass Gerudian frontier, but as you can see, it didn't make it in the final version because the concept had a lot of changes. And I will try to explain why.
Yeah.
So these proposals were supposed to be initially just about adding new trade node, but the discussion started, and a lot of frustration with the Canor trade setup came up. And so I was initiative enough to craft a proposal which I shared inside the team. It looks promising, so Armon and Jay greenlit it for me to continue to work on that.
Okay.
But I started to implement it, and I quickly realized that there are a few things about trades that I didn't realize or underestimated when I created this proposal.
Right. So what was it that you had, I guess, missed out on or misunderstood, or what was it that went wrong with it?
All right, the first thing is I didn't think to change these four trade nodes that much. I wanted to just change the borders of it to align with one of the ideas behind rework, because one of the ideas was that every state should belong only to one trade node. There shouldn't be any states that are split up between several trade nodes, because it firstly looks ugly, and it is also very counterintuitive.
Yeah, I agree with that one.
So what I wanted is to make halfling life a little better. I wanted to useful not just feed everyone around it.
Yeah.
So the proposal was figuring reverting trade connection between Westpod, and Dragon Coast for them to flow inside Visfo.
Right.
The issue was that I underestimated how powerful Caravan power was, because Visfo started to literally rope these two nodes of their trade, and they are not really that wealthy of trade nodes as on their own.
Right.
And Visfo itself was a little bit still not that great. So because in Visfo, there were no literally tags that would claim it for themselves, because most of the territory there is either Laurent or Gavet.
Right. True.
So one of the suggestions which was proposed by Schwendigo, and I took up on it, was to include BPIC inside this new trade node. And I think it was a really good solution, because BPEC basically mans these nodes for halving, making it to hold at least some value.
Yes.
And as you can see how small country is doing in this dev multiplayer, it is a really good node now.
Yes. I've noticed that in my own games as well with the new system. They do incredibly well with their trade. Small country is a good pick nowadays.
Yeah. It is good, because I wanted to improve halfling gameplay at least a little.
I think that worked.
But one of the reasons why BPEC was also included in the Visfo trade node, and it was remade into BPEC trade node, is because we needed to do something about Dame's Head. Dame's Head was a terrible trade node. It had 3 trade republics which were pulling trade from everywhere in Canor and in the world later. It was ridiculously wealthy, and it was able. The only trade node which was able to compete with them was Gulf of Rahen, and it still was meaning that Dame's Head was doing something wrong.
Okay. Yeah, I agree with that. It was absurd.
So the main idea, one of the ideas, was that all these trade republics should go their separate trade nodes. Because even 2 trade republics in a single node, it is too much. Because with their trade efficiency and trade power, they will literally drain everything around them. So that led to Dame's Head turning into BPEC, Vetesk, and Dame's Crown.
Okay, yeah. What was the thought process behind having BPEC and Vertesk flow into Dame's Crown rather than them all flowing into Anbennar separately?
The idea was the proposals that Tor offered to me, and which was a basic idea behind the whole trade rework. There were a lot of proposals. A lot of people wanted, and me included, wanted to have 2 or 3 end nodes instead of one Dame's Head. But Tor proposed something interesting, I picked it up, and we ended up implementing, because it turned out working very well, and the idea was having just one end node, but make it surrounded by 3 very strong nodes. That led to our current system, where there is an Anbennar node, which is strong, but it is surrounded by even stronger nodes of Eberfield, of Bay of Vines, and Dame's Crown. Dame's Crown is not as strong as other 2 in terms of provinces and trade power, but it has Dame's Crown, so it kind of compensates.
Right. And yeah, I've noticed that in my own games as well. Anbennar is obviously the only end node there, but it's not as wealthy as say, BPEC in our game, or even as Dame's Crown. So I think from a balance perspective, and making it so that the end node isn't the best node in the region is like that worked. So yeah, good job on that. You have my seal of approval at least.
Yeah, I ran around 10 tests on my own, and the idea behind these tests was to let I play in their game and see who will actually spawn global trade. Yeah.
Right. And
Um,
with it being AI only, which one ends up doing it most of the time?
the thing is, and what was my goal, that it is a very mixed result. The most common ones were Aberfield and Balefines,
Okay.
but Aberfield turned out to be very much hit or miss. If Aberfield's doing great, it is guaranteed to spawn global trade. If Aberfield ends up dying to Bucelar, for example, or not taking Heterata and Akasik, it probably will not spawn it.
Right.
The most guaranteed one is Bay of Vines, because obviously Laurent goes into colony one of the first,
Yeah.
as well as Vineo, and they pull a lot of colonial trade. And if there is no strong contender in Divenhow, Gate, and Aberfield to steer this trade from them, they are almost guaranteed to spawn world trade.
Okay.
Admin cost also can spawn world trade, but for that they obviously need to make something about Laurent and Aberfield.
Okay. So yeah, has the trade rework gone down well with others as well? Like I know for myself, I really think it's a huge improvement. But has there been backlash, people not liking it, or has it just been universally approved and enjoyed by people?
I will not lie, it was not. Because trade system in EU4 sucks.
I agree.
I probably will not surprise anyone when I say that. I worked on the system a lot in these months when Canal Trade Revoke came out, and I will say it with my full heart. It is a terrible system. It shouldn't be repeated in any other game.
I am 100% in agreement with that. I'm not a fan of EU4's trade, which is I mean it's pretty nice timing because I know that next week on Wednesday trade is going to be the main topic of the next Tinto talks for EU5 Dev Diaries. So we're going to learn
Project
about
Caesar, you mean?
Yeah, well, sorry, yes. Totally not EU5, totally Project Caesar. Yes. But yeah, they're going to talk about trade in the next one, so we'll see. I don't think they're going to repeat the same mistakes, but we'll wait and see what exactly we're getting.
Yeah, but to elaborate on why I think like that, firstly, the obvious reason is that it is static system. It is absolutely not prone to change. The nodes that are feeding someone else, they will never become good. And the nodes that are getting a lot of trade, even if they're doing terribly, they will still be somewhat decent. There is no other option.
Yeah, I agree with that fully.
Another thing is that because of that, there is a lot of conflicts between lore and trade, because trade doesn't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, I had to make a lot of, how to say it, I had to cope with some things that do not make sense to make trade rework work.
Yeah.
One of the things that caused a lot of arguments was BPEC, because BPEC for BPEC trade node mostly belongs to Laurent and Gaved at the game start, but eventually it becomes independent small country in lore. And so there is a conflict. Should it feed into Laurent and Gaved because they used to own it and thus make it again a terrible trade node? Or should it be made into a decent node, but make it not really easy, not that profitable in terms of trade for Gaved and Laurent? because if I kept one of the trade connections, for example, between BPEC and Vertex or BPEC and Bay of Vines, it would make an unfair situation where only one of the two between Laurent and Gavet was benefiting from controlling small countries. So it wasn't really an option for me because I didn't want to create such a situation.
Right.
So I decided to make everyone big unhappy and make it not flow into anywhere but Anben coast. So to benefit from small country, Gavet and Laurent have to go into the Empire and into Anben coast.
Right. Well, I mean, Big Pick now flows into Dame's Crown.
Yeah, true. So maybe it is a little bit better for Gavet because they need to conquer Dame's Crown, which is smaller, but it is in the Empire and it is fighting Dame's Crown. So it is still not exactly an easy thing to do.
True. Okay. Yeah. My own problems with trade is obviously there is the static nature of it, but also it's a zero-sum game. When trade really shouldn't be. Trade is basically theft. If there is, have you been keeping up with the Tinto talks at all?
Yeah, I was reading them, and also I was watching your videos to be up to date on what Johan is talking about besides Dev Diaries.
What is your hope for trade? And how do you imagine that is going to impact an Anbennar EU5 or sorry, Project Anbennar?
So my main really hope is that this system will be very much more dynamics than it is in EU4. Maybe it will be something between EU4 and Victoria 3. Like there are local markets which are changing, maybe growing bigger, maybe growing smaller with the time as trade becomes more and more global. Because global trade is just an institution in EU4. You don't see, except for money increasing in Europe, how it affects the world.
Yeah.
I hope that it will be portrayed more adequately than just with European trade nodes getting fatter. I hope that something besides Europe can grow on trade.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I have been asked by RiverDoge to ask you about Thor's Tome, which I think is your gacha doodad.
Yeah, it is my gacha doodad. Yeah, it was. I literally won it before the end of last session. Yeah, RiverDoge, I already pressed it, and I say I'm really happy that I won it.
What do you get? Oh, I see what you get. Oh boy.
Yes.
That's quite nice.
Yes. To explain, I randomly got 10 artillery combat ability and half of artillery fire, 0.5.
That's quite strong. Getting an extra half of fire pip is yeah, no, that's quite
It
nice.
is big.
Yeah. Is there anything you would like to shout out or point people in the direction of before I let you get on with your lizard maxing?
Yeah, I wanted to mention that in the upcoming update, which is coming very soon, there should be some content for orcs that I already mentioned. You can check it out on Big Bucket and in Steam update, which will be coming soon. And I didn't forget also about Lizard Folk. They are currently on lockdown, but I am preparing something that will make them more interesting to play. Namely, it is estate privileges.
Okay.
They will have unique estate privileges, which will be falling into two kinds. One of them is internal conflicts privileges, which will be meant to debuff and create some interesting narrative for big coastal tags. It is Kashir, Karask, Hugra, Najni, and Yasa Shalazar with Shangra. And there will be also another type, which is probably more interesting because it is mutation estate privileges.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So your lizards are
Lizard folk,
mutating.
yeah, lizard folks are a race which is very prone to mutation, and currently it is only portrayed with national ideas. I meant
Right.
to make it as a bunch of estate privileges, which each fall under one of four existing estates. And they will provide you various buffs and debuffs based on them.
All right. That sounds pretty cool. All right. Well, thank you very much for coming to chat with me. Very interesting bit of knowledge that you've imparted. Um, and yeah, good luck with the rest of your game.
Thank you. It was a pleasure to talk with you.
Awesome. All right, I will let you go then. So yeah, that was Brosur, and yeah, I really enjoy everything that was done with the trade in Canor. I think it's made Canor a much more interesting place to play. Big fan of that. And lizards. Everyone likes lizards, and orcs. Half of the people like orcs. But yeah, no, awesome stuff. I did see a player war, but that seems to have ended. So I can't even remember who it was that was in that player war. I think, was it Blade Marches? And they were fighting... Oh, they're currently fighting the Host of Greed. I am unsure of who else they were fighting. But looks like they are beating the Host of Greed quite handily. Which is, I don't know. It's not really a shame, but it would be nice if there was some pushback, and so we actually have these guys existing when the hammer comes down and everyone gets murdered by a swarm of infernalness. Also, what is happening with poor Naleni? They are surely so close to falling to... Never mind, they're not even... What rebels? I didn't see no rebels. I didn't see no bell. I didn't hear no bell. It's over. Don't worry about that. Didn't even happen. But yeah, no, they're doing fine now. They got stability. They have probably some autonomy issues. They can work that out. That's fine. But I wonder if we are going to be seeing another player war between Telexame and Naleni. There is a core or 3 here that they want to be taking. Naleni having 4 of their own on Telexame, so maybe there's going to be something there. There is no unrest in Naleni. There's no war in Basingse. So yeah, we'll see how that shakes up. Elsewhere, we have still got probably a bit of animosity between Megargama and Kuxhexti, which is ice scales. Or dark scales. 79 dev on their Crackdoom 4 is very nice as well, for sure. And they got Rizvan Breathar in here, so that will be quite nice for them. All provinces in the area getting an extra manufactory. That could work out quite nicely. I'm pretty sure... Oh, wait, no, it's Crackdoom 4 that gets the missions to make this area really sexy. Not so much there. How much dev is Kax Hatun? Kaz Hatun. I don't know who Kaz Hatun is. Is that... Are you talking about Kazexti? Because these guys are 211. Vahatun. Oh, Durvasatun. That's this one here, is it not? Durvasatun. 13. It's not a whole lot. It's not very good. They do also need to repair the hold. I think that's been sieged a few times, as far as I know. So we'll have a look around again. Wanzia is being played by Elefante. Wanzia is one of my favorite tags in Hales. These guys are really, really fun to play. And it'll be interesting to see what their plan is, because I know the Wanzia mission tree, it kind of wants you to conquer kind of everything. But I think earlier on in their mission tree, they want to go into the Golden Dragon Trade Association boys. I'm not sure if they're going to be going in on and following that, but potentially, maybe they will. They might want to get a little bit of army professional. Oh, please get some army professionalism. This kind of your whole mission tree kind of wants you to do that. Get some prowess in there. Vanquishing the dragon. Yeah, there we go. They need to conquer Dunghung and Tianling. And then if they do that, they get permanent claims on Bianfang, Tianzi, and Lamzung. So yeah, a lot of stuff going on in that direction. Maybe they'll go for that eventually. Maybe they won't. Who knows? Who else do we want to have a look at? Let's have a look at Akasik. So, I know Amanda missed a couple of sessions, maybe 3 sessions. So, they may be a little bit behind. But now they're in an situation where they're actually not in game again, because I guess their hotjoin failed. But, I mean, their nation's doing alright. They're humans, I believe. Yes, they are. No mission tree as of yet, but some decent ideas. Got some morale in there, some trade. Goods produced 15% is always very, very nice. So, good for them. And then we got some strange borders here for Carnator and Sormonon. I'm not entirely sure about this thing here in the Northern Flats. Wesmar and Iorl's Rest kind of seem like they should be Sormonese. That's totally what this should be called now. And Glade Republic is... I don't know if this is a rename purely for this MP, or if it's just the new name. For the Red Glades, or maybe it's a formable for the Red Glades. Because they don't have a new mission tree. Maybe it is something that has been added just for here. It's just for the MP? Okay. I kind of like it, though. I kind of like these kind of renames based on your nation, right? So, if you, as Red Glades, become a republic, then Glade Republic. If you become an empire, Glade Empire. Like, I could definitely see some of these being interesting. Small country changed all vassal names inside of it. Yeah, that makes sense. The Roy Republic instead of Roy. Whoa, what's their name? Roy's Fort. Roy. I can't remember what their real name is. But yeah, I guess Grey Republic instead of Vertesk is another one. This one I like less. I think Vertesk is sound cooler. Maybe it should be like, I don't know. Southroy, that's the one. Let's see, how is Hammerhome doing? This Escan, as per usual, has been a bit of a cope region. There is probably going to be more war between Aranyonia and Hammerhome. I hope there is, because those wars were pretty fun to watch. But at the moment, I would say they're pretty even on numbers. Like both of them have got around 50-something thousand troops, and yeah, that's pretty even. We'll see if anything comes of that. That'd be kind of fun. Maybe Blade March is getting involved at some point as well. Who knows? Salamina has been released from the Host of Greed and is now a vassal of the Blade Marches. So it seems like this Infernal Court is not going to be lasting very long. Aranyonia is the Infernal Court as well. So they are Infernal Court nations. We've got Ibenyar, Aranyonia. Oh, you're right. Arianon, and then they put Nya at the end. I get it. Sure. But maybe they're gonna go to war with Blade Marches to save the Host of Greed. Maybe. We'll see. Coronite is also a thing, and there's actually not a whole lot of Coronite ags. Usually, in multiplayers, it tends to go one or two ways. Either everybody changes Coronite, or barely anyone does. And it seems like it's gonna be a barely anyone kind of game. Which is a shame. I like it when it's balanced, but it so very rarely is. What else have we got going on? Feast of the Gods, area Deus' worship. Sky Torment, like Telex May and Naledi, you guys, you share a religion. Just be friendly with one another, surely. That's how it should work, right? Let's see. Unfortunately, we have not got any players in native to Elantia, so I can't recall who it was that was playing, but Compton, California, previously known as Elikand, has been yeeted from the world. That's such a name. That is a name for sure. Oh, and this host is doing absolute work versus Larencar. That's gonna be a strong one for whoever comes into this region to contend with. Which right now is nobody. Fanavosi is starting to get over here, and Jahirian Exemplars is obviously it's AI, but they're generally pretty good at fighting in Larencar. I don't know if they're gonna get through this though. Sloth guys having 88,000 troops is pretty hard to deal with. There is a treaty in the Mengi. That's this over here. We likely won't fight again. The cores are old from spamming the religious action that gives us cores. Okay. Should totally spam that again. Which one gives you cores? Which one of these gives cores? Because I can't see what any of them actually do. The outsider problem gives cores. Okay. This repel interlopers. Very cool. Okay. These guys are human, right? Telexame. Yes. Meto Besebi. And then Naleni is Harpy. Cool. Cores in a random province in the Mengi that isn't your religion. Oh, okay. Which is probably not a whole lot nowadays, because you're both the same religion. So that makes sense. Let's have a look at the Nying Arrow. These names are certainly an thing. He's at war with the host of Greed, and also Tugun Durak, which is certainly a vibe. And he actually did the Monstrous Conquest on the host of Greed. He started both of these wars. It seems like he's winning pretty handily, though, so nothing to worry about there. Ovdal Tungar is also going in. They're also a player, played by Susurrus. Are those two allied? Yes, they are. Okay. So I guess it is Nyang Arrow just finding some help to fight the host. Tater's no longer being in sync. Seems like it's probably going to be a rehost. Do I know the lore of Anbennar? Can I explain a little? That's like saying, do you own a dictionary? Can you explain all the words? There is a lot there. But I will do my best to do a little bit of a basic primer, shall we say. Obviously, the game starts in 1444 because they kept the same start date as EU4. And the point of 0, obviously in our timeline, it's all to do with Jesus. Jesus don't exist in Halan, which is the name of this planet. In Anbennar, the year 0 is called the Day of Ashen Skies, which is when an elf by the name of Ducaniel crashed his flying island with all the magic-y stuff as well into a point roughly around here. That's why this whole area looks like it's, a circle. A big shockwave, magic, explosions, Giga Nuke, all that kind of good stuff. This island obviously did not look like this with the big circle before that. That's obviously a part of it. Yeah, that's the Day of Ashen Skies. Death, destruction, the world kind of getting a bit screwed up. A bunch of elves fled from here, this island here, And while they're in the sea here, they accidentally slip through into the elemental plane of water and then get lost for quite a long time, like 1,000 years. 1,000 years later, so in the year like 1,000, they show up in Canor. It's a very long trip, 1,000 years from here to here. A couple of them, or I say a few of these giga ships full of elves landed in Bulwar. These guys became the Sun Elves, and a bunch of them went up and landed in Canor and became the Moon Elves. Sun Elves followed Jahur, and the Moon Elves followed a guy called Moonas. Probably why they called Moon Elves. And Bulwar was having a big struggle with gnolls. I think in Canor, weren't they having problems with the Sorcerer King? I believe that's what was going on. There was a evil sorcerer guy, lot of murder, a lot of death, and all that kind of stuff. It was the original Black Domain. In Bulwa, obviously, Jahur with his Phoenix Legions defeated the gnolls, put them in their place, and then created an empire that kind of stretched a whole way. I think he got assassinated, then his son took over, and he did a bit of conquering, and then got assassinated, and then I think it was a daughter after that, who possibly also got assassinated. There was a whole lot of stuff. Oh, one of them as well kind of fell in love with a cat. This is like, I have a terrible memory, but I think one of them fell in love with a cat. Jarail married a cat. See, I knew it. So yeah, Jahur, then Jarail, then Jexis. Jexis was the woman. She conquered Anbennar. So if you're looking at the Phoenix Empire, which is a tag based on, the Sun Elves in Bulwa, and you look at all of their historical cores, every piece of land that they ever owned, it kind of goes from like Anbennar to Tianlu. So yeah, kind of crazy. In the year 1444, we are about 50 years after a thing called the Green Tide, and the Green Tide has actually just ended. Another thing that flying...
Oh, hey, I was told to tell you that we're rehosting.
I saw. I'm just kind of explaining a bunch of Anbennar lore.
Oh, okay, no problem. I was yelled at by Wag.
No worries. I'll be there in a moment.
All right, no problem.
Another thing the guy here did, Ducaniel, is he created the orcs, and that's why the orcs follow their god called Ducan, because it's named after Ducaniel. That's basically it. He created them here in order to fight the dwarves. Did a very, very good job, and then all of the orcs kind of banded together and invaded Escan, and that's kind of where we start the world in 1444. But yeah, that's my quick primer. It's not even all of the world. It's just, it is what it is. But yeah, let's do this rehost. So we are getting back into the game. And everyone is chatting, and I wish I could do the same, but I can't. Alright. So, let's go check out this war. Let's check it out from the point of view of Deltungir. The host of Great has decided to exit the Deep Woods and go and murder people. A player's card and seduce an orc in CK3. Nah. See, CK3, obviously, the mod starts in 1066. Or do they have an 867 start as well? I'm not even sure. But Corin is like, 1420 or something is when she was born. I think. 14, around that time, maybe a little earlier. But I don't know. Is that gonna work? I'm not sure. Lothane Bluetusk was the half-orc son of Ellis the Blue Silmuna. daughter of Grand Duke Aden Skylance of Demeria, and an orc from the Bladebreaker clan who had taken her captive while she was serving as lady-in-waiting for the Princess of Castellir. Nice. Oh, I should also point out, another big thing that happened just before the start of the game is a whole-ass, like, war in Canor called the... oh, bloody hell, what's it called? The... Shite, what am I calling it? Lilac Wars. I kept thinking frickin' War of the Roses, and I'm like, it's not the War of the Roses. And then my brain's like, nah, but it's War of the Roses. Just say War of the Roses, you'll be right. Trust me. And I'm like, nah, brain, shut up. It's not right. Lilac. I knew it was a frickin' flower. God damn it. The Lilac Wars. Where if the game paused... Oh, the game paused. Let's go. When the game pauses, I can do this. And basically, there was Demeria, which is a country that basically was like this-ish, I think. Was the emperor for like lots and lots of generations, and they were usurped by Wex, and also Westham was also, they are Demerian, they're of the same dynasty as this Demeria, but like a sub-branch of that dynasty, or they were officially part of it as well. Okay. But they basically betrayed the shit out of the main branch of Silmunas, I think, and sided with Wex. Laurent also got involved, and they had a bunch of their, they were fighting a lot of the, these guys here, Rubenair and Madelaire, I think, were siding with Demeria. But eventually, at the end of the day, bloody Wex usurped the Empire, because they are a bag of dicks. And the fighting in this Lilac Wars, which is a lot more than just a single war, if I remember rightly, that fighting stopped because of, we gotta go deal with this green tide bullshit. So they went and did that. You know what Infernal Court is, but how is it invading Anbennar DevClash, and is it just for this MP, or is it a permanent edition? This is just for this MP. It is just for this MP to have a spicy bit of extra something in the DevClash, and so it's not going to be in the main branch. No, it'd be like if France helps the Tyrol Habsburg destroy Austria, and then someone else take over the Emperorship of the HRE. Yeah, pretty much. That seems like an interesting fight that you're taking. I do suppose it makes sense, because if you just attack these guys, they might have abandoned their siege and gone to attack you, and then you'd have this minus from the woods. But now, you'd want to be arriving, on the 2nd. That's probably for the best. That means you get your monthly tick on the 1st, you arrive on the 2nd, and then you can fight them, where you, in fact, have the positive terrain bonus. Oh, and a stack wipe? Oh, that's disgusting. That's beautiful. We love to see it. Just got back and I gotta wait for Hot Join now. Has the AI handled Compton, California? Compton, California is certainly an name. They're currently fighting against Ormam. Seem to be doing just fine, winning. Devastation from this wind of bullshit is not looking so hot. I wonder, does Elegant have things in here that helps against the winds? How does this tag defend against the winds? Because I don't think I'd like to play any tag that doesn't have a way to deal with this. It's so surprise, surprise, the way I would describe it is devastating. Like, these winds kind of suck. And for those of you who don't know, Day of Ashen Skies, as we talked about previously, did a whole bunch of bullshit to basically everyone on this continent, and also created this desert of blue bullshit sand. And then every so often, this blue bullshit sand gets carried along on the wind and just kind of wrecks this island really badly. Winds are not tag-specific mechanic. True, they're not a tag-specific mechanic. However, they a bunch of tags do have things in their missions to allow them to deal with it. You made a mission where you just get a free fort in Arpetifer plus some levels. I mean, I suppose that's not nothing, but could be better. I think, is it Kios? I don't know if this is a sub-mod that I played, or if it is, like, main Anbennar at this point. They kind of blur for me sometimes. But isn't there one of the mission trees that gives you a wonder here on this mountain that helps you deal with the winds? Did Kios really come straight out of Compton? No, Elican did. Yeah, interesting tag. But yeah, if you can hot join, you will have a yeah, your tag made your war wizard 5 mil war wizard into an actual guy. Although I suppose that's not as bad as it could have been, considering now that ruler mages don't die so often when they become war wizards. It's actually not terrible. You are making him a lich? Oh. Well, I can't see your thing to open the ruler magic menu, but yeah, I don't know what to say. I'm not sure if that's happening. Oh, you might also have to deal with this soon. Just to be aware. The Lilac Wars, they elected a child as empress because she was an incredibly powerful mage. She was believed to be an avatar of the Dame, the goddess of magic. That didn't go well, so everyone wasn't keen on elected Demeria again. But the king of Laurent managed to get elected emperor, which pissed off a load of the princes. There was a war, and part of the peace treaty was that the Grand Duke of Demeria, Vincent the Old Owl, married the new king's sister. What even is the host of the Sloth? They are, an infernal, invasion. And they look like Riveria. It's very cool. But yeah, good luck with this. This one's almost ended. Host of Greed is about to be defeated. You like the story behind Miramore? So what is the story behind Miramore? Because I am not aware of it. I know, obviously, that they used to be, trolly, Shrek memes, right? But that is apparently no longer the case, though I think they do start with their ruler being called, or their consort being called Fiona, I think. But I believe that changed. It's not quite as memey as it used to be. But I don't know. It definitely doesn't look very memey at the moment. I think they got merged into, ogres need to eat things, or they need to supply sustenance to the part of their hearts that are kind of empty. And all the ogres do it in different ways. But I don't know exactly what their new story is. I do think they just eat things, though. That means they have the Doom mechanic, which has been reflavored into Hunger, which is really cool. And they have to go and fight, win battles, I think. They also need to... can we see what here? Winning battles, occupying provinces, and consuming the rulers and heirs of our subjects. We can acquire fresh meat with which we can content our populace. So yeah, that's their plan. And then they need to reform their religion. The starting ruler is still Shrek, but the whole tag is not just obsessively about Shrek anymore. Fair enough. Wasn't one of the... do they still have their ideas? Our Swamp, Fern Munchers, Fen Flora, Bigger is Better, Sinking Swamps of the Veil, Layer Defenses, chosen by Maya. Didn't it used to be Smash Mouth? Like, all their ideas were basically Smash Mouth lyrics? On the one hand, it was a great meme, but on the other hand, I'm glad their lore fits better with the setting now. Yeah, that's where I sit with it as well. Like, yes, it's very funny, but I also like it when fantasy mods play it straight, right? When they play it as in, like, take themselves seriously. And it's the same way that I feel about, for example, Warhammer 40k. Big Warhammer 40k fan, have been for like 25 years at this point. And sure, it started out as satire, and, you know, one of the main things that people say is, oh, it's just a satire, you can do anything. But I kind of like it that it's taking itself seriously. That is something I enjoy. That, I don't know, maybe I'm becoming less... Maybe that makes me a grognard or whatever, but yeah, I like it when fantasy takes itself seriously. That's good for me. When did Doom get added to the religion? I don't know. I know it's been there for a while. Who are the good guys in Warhammer 40k? There aren't any. There straight up aren't any. They don't exist. Everything is shades of gray to pitch black. That's the scale that we're working with here. But like on individual levels, like in a story from the perspective of, say, Gaunt's ghosts, he is the good guy of his story, and, you know, playing it that way is perfectly fine. Or I could just say Space Marines and then very much out myself, but no. I think the closest to good guys would be the Eldar, but, I mean, they fucked an evil god into existence, so I think they kind of disqualified themselves. That was the first Lilac War. Laurent later had a minor succession crisis, and Demeria claimed the throne that kicked off a series of wars. The second, which got called off because of the devastation in the small country, almost caused a continent-wide famine. Then the third, which was briefly interrupted because Vincent died, and then immediately followed by the fourth, led by Aden Skylance, which ended when Demeria got betrayed by West Ham, Wex, and others. Demeria was destroyed and the Silmunas massacred. I feel like I want to... Yeah, I feel like I want to do a lore video for Anbennar. Like, this is the whole ass story of the Lilac Wars, and play it straight, as in, like, pretend it's real kind of way, and kind of make a you know, Kings and Generals style video out of it. I think that would be really cool. If I had the skills in Photoshop, in After Effects and all that, I would love to do something like that. I would love to do something like that. Pretty sure the Tau are less evil than Eldar. Well, no. Maybe if you're talking about the Farsight Enclave, but the Tau literally it's just mind control. No, they're not the good guys. Tyranids are the good guys. They eat and enjoy themselves. See, they're basically big locusts, and while I wouldn't call them locust evil, I would call their acts certainly against the best interests of literally anybody who isn't a locust, and therefore it's evil. And therefore it is ontologically a objectively good thing to squash that bug. Tyranids are mosquitoes. There is nothing good that comes out of letting mosquitoes live. That's where I see. Oh, Valerique's got a new color on her country. Let's go and have a slow pan over to check that out. Population control. The population control for mosquitoes should be controlling it to a maximum population of 0. This is not up for debate. Mosquitoes should die. That looks like the same color. I'm not sure who got the color upgrade. Melexamengi! Telexame have changed their tag. That is cool. That is pretty based. I like that. Basically, the only Silmunas who survived were a couple of bastards who sided against Demeria for their own advantage, and Rogier, the Exiled, who was the younger son of Aden, and led a bunch of Demerian exiles in the Sons of Demeria Adventuring Company in Escan. Are they the ones that, lore-wise, form a Denica? I feel like that might be the right. I think that might be right. They become. Oh yes, they become Rogeria. That's true. That's true. And here comes Spy House onto Compton, California. Ever Greedy, however, has dropped down. Let's go and have a look at this new tag. I feel like the flag is a downgrade from what they had personally, though I have not much memory of what it was before. The Melek Mengi ideas. Here's the separatism. Their mages are more loyal. Artillery combat ability is very nice. Manpower and True Faith provinces is really nice. Dev cost 15% is so nice. Governing capacity modifier is so nice. And trade efficiency is nice. We've got some construction cost, morale of armies, and tolerance of True Faith. These are really nice ideas. This idea set is actually, you know, I wouldn't put it S tier. I probably wouldn't even put it A tier. I'd put it like B tier. And that's all. Yeah, also gives you a +1 missionary, which is also can be useful. Sure. No, very nice indeed. How is Sornkost doing? Well, they don't exist. Because they got renamed to Sormanon. And they're doing alright. They're allied, kind of cut off by having alliances, but it looks like they're going to go after Durain next. There is Antruce. Oh, that. Ooh, hang on a minute. There is Antruce. Riveria might be looking at being murdered soon. If Sormanon, Carnatur, Small Country, Pashane, and Busla, that is a thick hug box. Go after Riveria, whose only ally is Silverforge. Oh, they're a junior partner. They have Barnick as a junior partner as well. Which is, I believe, Anplayer. No, it isn't. That's a war. Hang on, who's this? Sormanon. Oh, is what I just called just happened, or no? No. I heard something there. What? Everyone heard that. What was that? What happened? Who went to war? That ain't no hubbox, it's a hypercube. It's filth, is what it is. It's not the worst Empire-based hugbox that I've seen this week. Was it a colony war? Oh, yeah, that's boring then. Sauron declared in a colony tag that Riveria guaranteed. Oh, okay. Seems pretty silly of Riveria to do that. But yeah, Empire hug boxes are certainly an thing. Your net cut out for a second during the hot join, so you have to rejoin. That's unfortunate. All good though, buddy. Oh, you don't know you're furiously speculating. just you know, speculate even more angrily, for sure. Concourse is probably funding colonial wars to get rid of Riveria's power base in Ireland here. Maybe? I mean, Sornkost has quite a big colonial empire of their own. Sormania, Rudran, and New Corsia? Something like that? So I don't see Riveria really managing to contest that. There are some. Bjarnik has a few colonies as well, but if it's a colonial race between Sornkost and Riveria, there is really only one victor in that. Was it Rise that has the entire tag inside its borders? I don't see anything like that. Shalazar. Where is Shalazar? There it is. I mean... Not really either. Friend helping parrot. Nice. Oh, you're asking what this is. It's a vassal that is soon to not exist, so it's a good job we looked at it now. I don't know whether this is a client state creation or no, it must be a proper tag. Because maybe it's in the same kind of category as Deathbringing Cobra and the Gorilla one. But yeah, no, it's I'm not sure. These are beast memory tags. Let's see if we pop onto you. You're also beast memory, so they get extra leader shot. Wait, you're not the right religion. You're that guy. Okay, let's swap onto you before you stop existing. You get female advisor chance, may recruit female generals, and you get buttons. You can get some stability. You can have a great ceremony for your elephants, or get 2 missionary strength and subject liberty desire for 4 years. Or your doodads. Ensure fair allocations is just really good, though. Probably take those. Speed 2 takes quite a bit. Yeah, I feel like the first session was it went a lot more smoothly than the following sessions. It is what it is. What other things? If I was to start doing like involved lore videos, what other things would I do? Lilac Wars, very obvious one. The Green Tide, very obvious one. Maybe all this stuff in Bulwar, Phoenix Empire stuff could do. Lore videos need good images, yeah, and I'm no artist, and I don't really want to resort to just AI art. But what I've lots, true. Jahar's Conquest. The Cinder Wars. I have not heard of the Cinder Wars. Could do mythos for some of the religions. It's funny, when I mentioned Kings and Generals as like inspiration on that. But they created a new channel called Wizards and Warriors that started basically looking at the lore of various fantasy things. Like they've done Warhammer Fantasy, they've done videos on the Wheel of Time, they've done basically all that kind of stuff. And in I think their very first video, they asked like, what other things should we look at? What other fantasy things? And I'm pretty sure in the very first video I recommended they look at Anbennar. Creating a fake battle lore video would be fun. Yeah, that would be fun. Have I heard of the Templin Institute? I have. Have they touched on Anbennar at all? Or are they, as far as I was aware, they were doing a lot of, not fantasy, but sci-fi stuff. But yeah, something like that would be fun. Maybe we'll look into that at some point. Cinder Wars were basically the massive civil wars happening at Jexus's second Phoenix Empire collapse. I love the Phoenix Empire. It's such a cool tag. The next one will certainly be the one that succeeds. Celadora's Phoenix Empire. That's the one. I do find it kind of sad, though, that the winner in Bulwar seems to be Jad. I much prefer the Sun Elves to the Desert Elves. But hey, I know I'm not in the majority with that one. But anyway, let's have a look at this player wall. We have Bjarnrik and Riveria, although Bjarnrik is not an player. So it's Riveria versus Adshaw and Arboran. The last time this happened, Adshaw kind of walked all over Bjarnrik. Now, probably not going to be any different. I don't know if Arboran's really necessary here. And I believe this was, in fact, declared by Adshaw. Yes, it was. So Adshaw has gone in with 130,000. Riveria is sitting pretty with 56. Bjarnrik with 22. It's not going to be close. No fort still on Irvikston. No, there is! No, there is a fort on Irvikston. It exists. There's just no one to defend it. It's just, yeah, there's no one to defend that fort. Dartax for Bulwar win. I also would like to play Dartax at some point. It's on my list. So yeah, forts are great. Mountain forts, super nice. Love to see that. Love to see that. But oh, peace out already. Yeah, he just got given everything that he wanted, which is actually quite a lot. Oh, Adshaw doing pretty well. Though I will say, with this being a DevClash, and it's developers that are playing. Developers, just because they create the mod, it doesn't mean that they are multiplayer players, right? So I don't want to say skill level, because that's not the right word, but like the knowledge on how multiplayer really works isn't necessarily going to be super high purely because you made the mod. However, what we have here for Adshaw is professional street mugger, who's been in like several of my multiplayers. Like he's not a bad player at all, and I think that's really showing here. He's doing very, very well. If you recall correctly, in 1836, the western coast of Bulwar is an independent federation of trading city republics who broke free when the Jad Empire was having its civil war, and they're united by how much they fucking hate the Jad. Cool. I did do an interview with Lexperiments last week, and we spoke quite a bit about the 1836 setup of the world. Obviously, because he is very involved with the Victoria 3 version of Anbennar. And yeah, he was saying that Jad is like, they're the leader of their league. But there was a bit of Jad here in the Raj that was subservient to them, but had more money, more wealth, more people, more strength, and really it's only a matter of time to see if these guys can actually hold on to their empire. Yeah, you're doing well. Kugzexti. I feel like this is a throw, really, from Magargama, that this should have been conquered a long time ago. The hell are you doing over there? You have cores over there. Interesting. Look at that snake. Oh, it's disgusting. we'll see. Where else should we have a look at? Partaket and Raketa are going after Akasik, which is interesting. This is still not being played. I wonder if it is just finally being left to die after being without a player for so long. You found it weird that trading cities would be the most stubborn Sun Cult holdouts. I suppose there's more places to hide in a city. I don't know. For Sun Cult specifically, though. Maybe it's just because in cities there's more presence by the elves. Could be that. Wait, Ryaz is up here? Excuse me? Is that necessary? You really need it for this? I mean, these guys are sitting pretty. Sariand and Erlium really happy that all of their land just got converted instantly to Sun Elf. Purely because a portal was opened that I don't think actually did much. Wait, Neleni's up here now? Wild. I thought this was the portal that opened up. Maybe it was, and they just got murdered by Verkal Gulen. What do they used to be called? The Host of Pride. Yeah, they don't exist anymore. They got a lot of cores. They should have been vassalized. Vassalize them and then use their cores. Would have been kind of fat. Wettle? Wet? What? I don't understand. What? Maybe? Speed 1 gaming is, in fact, the best kind of gaming. I know the pain of being the host and people telling you to speed up. It is not fun. Let's see, how is Fightin' doing on their missions? I know they need to get like a lot of innovativeness for the missions. They've definitely done that. It took Inno ideas first, which I'm not sure was entirely necessary, but got pretty decent policies, so it is what it is. Let's see, where are they up to with their lovely mission tree? The Golden World is their oyster, so they get their new missions here. This is still work in progress stuff, because this is all about Insia. Insia placeholder, stuff, yes. But, yeah, they've just basically broken through here. Escalation, they need a naval battery down here. They need to go colonize some land down there. Origin of the treasure fleet, they need to go to Zerkanrek, which is the one province that they did not take from them. Maybe he should go and murder them now. Either that or have spy network or an opinion with them. But yeah, trade steering and ship trade power propagation for a while is pretty nice. Arrival of the gnomes. And I get a bit of the Gomo going on. I love the Gomo. Whoever came up with the Gomo, all these different cities around the world getting like these companies joining them. I mean, it's far too early for that at the moment, but whoever came up with that, like, it's so cool. I love that system. Influence over Gomo port. Okay, so they're actually doing stuff with Gomo. Based on the Hanseatic League, I guess. Maybe. I'm not sure. But, I mean, Hanseatic League didn't go all around the world. It's like they just set up, like, different little universities and workshops in various different cities. I love it. It's such a cool system. And the flavor events surrounding it are just delightful. And it went all around the North Sea and Baltic Sea. Sure, but the Gomo originate from here. Their Gomo port. They originate from here, and they get trading cities in, or not trading cities, but they get workshops set up in places like Sesam Sin, and I'm pretty sure Oroklan gets one. getting ones. I remember that a cat bar gets one. A cat bar was where I first learned of it. Getting gnomes here in my Phoenix Empire campaign. But yeah, no, it's just a really cool system. If they stayed Veranda's power, they would have spread further. No, that's fair enough. Sure. It looks like Nying Arrow is still murdering the House of Greed. And also, what are these borders? These borders are filth. Susurrus, care to explain yourself? New Sun Cult is gone by Victoria 3 and changed to the Cult of Exemplary, Resincan's branch of the New Sun Cult. Interesting. Who else is at war? Ryaz, we saw that one already. Magargama, who's Magargama fighting? They're just getting their way onto the island. Even though Zabuton Yask is not being played. You're the one that declared the war? The Oranchav Anti-Monstrous Conquest of Greatstorm. I guess? Yes, it was. Probably why Magargama is not helping. Have you ever tried Bianfang? I have, in fact, tried Bianfang, yes. I did a co-op campaign with myself on Bianfang and my friend Mimsy playing as Hon Sai. And we got all the way to, like, the Spirit Tide. I think you can find that on the VOD channel. I think that all got uploaded there. After the rediscovery of Aelantir, its headquarters was moved to Gomoport, which is still a private colony funded by the Gomo. So they still originate elsewhere, most likely Dragonspine region. Maybe they originate from, like, Port Nam. Let's say Port Nam or the Gnomish hierarchies, most likely. Wait, is my bloody bot died again? That's unfortunate. There we go. So, who else? Praketta's still at war. Although they're... No, that's not really a war. Sormanon's at war. Is there's just another colonial war? It is. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, Gnomish hierarchy is Dragonspine. True. What is Peshane? Peshane is... I don't know. What is the lore of Peshane? The Lords of Luna, the Luna River. Okay. The Dregs of Demeria and Vern. They're now united. Some Demarianness with Vernness. Okay. They've got one of the Silver families. I think Sil something means one of the Silver families. I don't know what they were formed from. What did they used to be called? Can we check that, actually? Panolin is their current capital. They were Galean. Right, they were Galean. I recall now. Formed by Galean. Interesting flag. Oh, Wexkeep got renamed. They're called Balhill. It's not very good. Oh, I suppose good produced is quite nice. It's a Galean formable. It's a regional formable. Okay. The Luna River was traditionally the border mark between Demeria and Vern. Peshane is a country formed around making it instead the center of its own identity. So, is this here the border? This is the Luna Estuary. Okay. So here would be the traditional border. Drill gain isn't awful, I get. Not a strong monument, though. Yeah. Not a strong monument, but a very, very cool model. That's also another thing. With a lot of multiplayer mods for Anbennar, and basically just a lot of like sub-mods as well, there are a lot of people that add monuments to Anbennar. There's obviously the very, very famous, or infamous if you have seen the balancing on it, Monuments mod. But Anbennar has been relatively sparse when it comes to monuments. And like, I recall back when I played my Phoenix Empire, which was the first MP that we did with Anbennar, this Battle Ward was the strongest monument in the world for 15 manpower recovery speed. I feel like that's no longer the case. But yeah, the lack of monuments is certainly intentional. A lot of the devs dislike monuments. It's understandable. I quite like them. But I guess that doesn't really matter, I guess. What I like. But yeah, it's no longer the strongest purely because I think it has been beaten by the Mihipara College. Being able to encourage plant growth for free is insane. So that's cool. But we have an player war. So we have oh no, it might be Angank. It might be Angank. Who declared the war? Attacker against Ryaz. Okay, so Shalazar has declared the war. Interesting. Was all of Ryaz's troops like up in the north or something? Maybe Rombenya's were up there. Who is this? Yeah, Ryaz's troops are all up in the north. So there's going to be a little bit of a happy time sieging with impunity, but I don't believe it's going to last for oh. Things have occurred. Things have occurred. So let's pop onto Sorman on a second. They're at war with Ibenya, Aranyonya, Nyarangaro, Ovdaltungar, because blood is being spilled. The war for, I guess, the Infernal War has started. And Blazy in Ibenya is not enjoying this. Who declared this war? What is the war here? Blade Martial War against the evil of Ibenya. Interesting. Very very balanced. There is of course little bit of disagreements. But that's just what happens. Not sure how that one's gonna go. Maybe we can have RiverDoge come in and have a chat with us and see what's gonna happen here. I feel like, okay, as much as I think this, utilizing the Infernal Host is cool, I do feel like Anbennar multiplayer is good enough to stand on its own 2 feet, and with, of course, Alliance rules, because, yeah, the Alliance blocks here are kind of insane. I do think it is enough to just let multiplayer play out and we can enjoy that. This seems like a very unhealthy bit of a gank. we'll see how that goes. I'm sure Infernal Host has something up its sleeves. We'll see. Hopefully, there's gonna be something. Maybe the Infernal Host can be put back into the map and they can actually take part. But right now, this does not seem winnable for the Infernals. Oh boy, they actually all lined up on the border before declaring as well. Carnator's there, Small Country's there, Aberrant. Oh, that's not going well. Is there another dev interview coming up? I was planning on... I did have an interview planned out. I think something's come up, so I might be getting someone else instead, but I'm not sure who. I think we're going to be... I think RiverDoge is looking into that for me. Yeah, with any luck, we'll the Infernal Host will have something up its sleeve to solve this. How many men has Nyangara got? They're going up to 89k, but even then, what can one even do against such reckless abandon? And also, you don't even see half of the enemy. Oh, I didn't even realize Kugdir was also in this. I mean... I like a good player war, but I would like some element of balance. Not 600, 700, and... It's quite a lot. It's quite a lot of men. It's quite a lot of men. 640,000, something like that. 620,000. Versus 200. There's 3 to 1 is currently the numbers. Yeah. I don't like 3 to 1. It's a 10v3 as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Holy balls. An 8v4, as far as I can tell. And yes, it is true as well that they instantly spawn killed the demon presence. Look, I think if this doesn't, if this says anything, right? Developers are still human, and they also like fairness. And if there is, unfairness, which I think this is very kind of unfair, it is understandable that humans would be, kind of against that. I wish I'd turned off chat, but I didn't, so it is what it is. It is a tricky situation. Yeah, but... It is also kind of true that, like, a lot of these people are being encouraged via their events and by just the fact that they're fucking demons and called, like, Infernal Host, Infernal Court. They are being encouraged to, deal with that and fight against quite literally evil. Oh, I think I know what that is. Oh no, they're still in. Thought that was a quit, but it isn't. The RP led to this, to be honest. Yes, I agree. But I don't know. There was no balancing for the RP. Yeah. I think these guys getting involved, Stormwind and Carnage are small country, I don't think that's justified because, like, there's been no evil gates of death appearing over here. Ibavar is desynced. Not really making a difference, I'm not gonna lie. You could say the Green Tide was evil, West Canada didn't care. I mean, the Lilac War kind of went put on hold so that everyone could go and fight the Green Tide. But they kind of did care a bit. I mean, not only do they have, like, all of the men advantage, the 3-to-1 numbers, but also it kind of feels like their troops are just better as well. That part sucks, yes. Just the desync is what sucks, nothing else. I feel like there's more than just the desync that sucks here. Oh god, and Kugdir and Verkulin invading. Yeah, I don't know, this is kind of cringe, I'm not gonna lie. So basically, what is now the case is that Ibavar and Aranyonya knows what it's like to be me. Green Tide started in 1420-ish. They didn't do much to stop it until the 1440s, precisely because they were busy with the Lilac Wars. Oh yeah, fair enough then. Balancing also kind of iffy because it's encouraged people who've lost their struggles to join Infernal Court. Yeah. So Nyang Arrow, did they just like? Oh no, they've got a 50k stack. Yeah, I don't see this going their way. They're getting all of the buffs now, which makes sense. 50% morale of armies is quite nice for them. So we'll see if Seb's Nyang Arrow can at least try and defend against this. But, I mean, he can't even see the half of it. I imagine if he could see this situation, it'd be kind of a little bit more cope. So not everyone has joined in. Obviously, Pashane, Magisterium, Silverforge, they've stayed out. But yeah, these guys are just so very much dead. There's no defending on that. This is what I'm interested in. I want to see this battle. There is an attempt to hold the line while the siege continues. Obviously, he's got defensiveness on there, and it might also be worth going through the caverns to attack it regardless. Just the Minecraft holding the guns, crazy. Also taking Tech 12, whereas Kugdir is on 11. And Tech 12 is huge as well. Getting a new unit, getting tactics, supply limit's quite nice as well. And they're going in. Verkulin, did they also get the tech or no? No, they didn't. So, instant slaughter. Instant slaughter. Also, the only one with a full cannon back row. Cannons in this era, it's not, like, super amazing, but they're still something you'd want, for sure. And yeah, Seb is going to walk this fight. This is not even close. Absolutely demolishing them. Demolishing them. They abandoned the siege. It's not going to make a difference. You've lost the fight. Gankers get yeeted. Gankers get out, is what we're seeing here. And now he's going up to fight, find somewhere to fight. Kugdir, I mean, they can take... Oh, no, they can't. They're miles away. You're even more miles away. And yeah, that tech's been pretty nice. Yeah, Pateros, they're not super amazing. They only have 4 pips of, you know, damage, but you know, you'd still take them. They do half a fire pip from the back row. And let's see, is anything looking good? No, Arian Yonya is just getting completely wrecked. There's a couple of battles. They've just lost both of them. Yeah, I don't see this one. I don't see this one being a W. I think it's already they're saying to peace out. Wait. They're saying that they want to occupy Aranyonya, but Anbennar has peaced out, and they're like, no, we want to go and occupy. Nope, that's not happening. You get to take only this stuff. Welcome to multiplayer. Maybe declare on your actual target next time. So I guess Blade Marches and Arboran are going to be the ones that take land here. Yeah, I don't know. This was just a bit cope. This was just a bit cope. I don't like this kind of. I said it was a huge Hugbox, and I didn't like that. And then I said it was a whole bunch of you know, ganking. Didn't like that either. But that's over now. Let's go check out on the Lizard War. Maybe this is less cringe. Battle lines been drawn. The vassal here being fully sieged. The war is over Adzatara, which is here. The war goal is taken. And they've had one battle so far that was lost by the Shalazar side. Shame we missed this one, actually. It'd be nice if this showed you, like, the date when it happened as well. And, yeah, we'll wait and see if there's going to be a second battle and we can enjoy an actual player war that might be a little bit more balanced. Speaking of balance, fucking never mind. So that's a 2-to-1, is what we're seeing here. 2-to-1. Fuck's sake. I suppose the side that attacked... I mean, you take this, right? The side that attacked is the one that is weaker, so it's not exactly a gank unless Ryaz allied people after the start of the war. But we will see how this battle goes. There's more morale here for the Shalazar side. For the underdogs. Sorry, not more morale, more discipline. But it doesn't look like it's gonna do all that much. They've both got the same level War Wizard. And those reinforcements are a bit late. By a bit late, I mean they are very, very late. And there's just way more reinforcements for Ryaz. I don't think this is going your way, fellows. Oh, don't oversack. That's too many. Too many troops at a time. Too many troops at a time. Good to not have, you know, cannons on the front row, but also don't just, like, overstack to the point of ridiculousness. They have. Bit too aggressive of a war. I suppose they thought, you know, they're all busy in Bulwar. We can get this in, get it going, get out again before too long. Tell you what, I mean, 40,000 reserves. The cannons are starting to run away. I think, actually, the south side did better when it came to their use of cannons. See, they have cannons and their enemy doesn't anymore, which is huge. And there's more. You know what? This actually, I feel like this might actually be a W for the South. Oh, never mind. I never saw the Golden Dragon Empire getting involved. What the fuck? What the fuck are you doing getting involved up here? I'm sorry. Why? This was almost balanced. And they've thrown it. They've thrown it. The Golden Dragon Empire has ruined what might be a good war. Absolute cringe. No. They're both front lines are shattered, but yeah, the Shalazar side is running out just a bit faster, and there they are, go retreating. And really, that was the Golden Dragon Empire that changed the course of that war. Taters. What? No, wait, that's not Taters. That one's Wag. Wag, what's wrong with you? I know you're in my chat. I know you can hear me. Why? Why did you ruin this? Is it a case of he lizard, I kobold? It's basically the same thing. Let me help. I'm not sure what you guys have in common here. I'm not gonna lie. This is... I don't know. I really don't like that. Was that alliance side? I mean, like, look at this. Okay. RiverDoge, suggestion for Anbennar DevClash number 3. Alliance rules. They're really good. You should probably use them. It stops this from being a thing. And Meleni and Melekamengi are back at war again. Neleni is the one that attacked? Excuse me? I mean, it would make sense if Melekamengi were a part of this cringe box, but... Yeah, I thought these guys had some kind of peace deal going on. It's funny, but the Gank Wars and Alliance box actually show the inexperience in MP more than anything, since most people don't stay in MP that long under those conditions. That's true. What is this rules thing you're talking about? Look, there are rules. I guess that I actually can't see them, though. I don't have the right roles to be able to see the rules. But there are rules, for sure. I can see the rules suggestions. There we go. I told you I could see the rules suggestions channel, so I've just written in it alliance rules. But yeah, really, hug boxes are definitely toxic for multiplayer health. Because you'll end up in a situation where, obviously, let's say over here, you know, we got this fat hug box going on here. Say Carnator. Where is Carnator going to expand to right now? Other than Magisterium, who's allied with Small Country, they've got allies on every border. Say, oh, they can go after Great Republic. Oh, you mean the Great Republic, which is underneath Small Country? They have 0 expansion without breaking a deal or alliance or breaking a... Yeah, they're just done. So what would happen in this situation if Carnator either quits the game because of boredom, because they have nowhere to expand, or they collectively decide, okay, you know what, Sormenon, they're no longer in our hug box. So they kick him out of the hug box and then divide him up, leading to an identical situation in, 20 years' time, where, again, they need to kick out another member of the hug box so that they have expansion routes. In this case, I think, actually, Carnator's in the weakest situation, because it could be that, Small Country, Sormenon, Pashane all decide, you know what, Carnator, you're no longer a member of our hug box. We unally you in 5 years' time when the truce is up. Everyone takes their pound of flesh, and they go from there. That's basically how hug boxes work. or don't work. And if you're on the outside of a hug box, it's just torture. It's not fun at all. If the hug box has somewhere to direct their angst and their expansionism, wherever that person is just not fun. And I guess it's kind of happening in the multiplayer that I'm playing at the moment. I am playing as Gnomish Hierarchy, and the entirety of the Empire is hugboxed together. And so their angst is directed at me. But if I was not a player, or if I die and, I'm eaten by the players here, eventually they will, turn on themselves and, one by one remove people from their hugbox. It's just a really toxic way to play, and, unfortunately, it is also mechanically encouraged because people don't want to die. People don't want to have their progress and the amount of time that they spent on a game go to waste. So they would like to be safe. So they ally as many people as possible to be safe. But yeah, it just leads to the death of multiplayer. But yeah, I mean, like I said, a lot of the people here are new to multiplayer, and that's fine. Like, there's no shame in it or anything. But really, maybe next time there should be some rules about it. Eleni versus Telexame Melekamengi, one last time. Multiplayer is such hard balancing, especially with new people. Yes, 100%. I recently had I had a look at my own rules document, right? I had a look at my rules document on my Discord from my multiplayers, and between the standard rules and also the Anbennar specific rules, there's like 2,000 words or something. Like it's not easy, and certainly I think it is also difficult to really get rid of many of the rules. They kind of have to stay in there because otherwise, they're needed. Lambert, your rules document is the worst laid out thing known to man. I mean, feel free to rewrite it, you dyslexic ass. Are you sure it's badly laid out, or are you just like failing to read it? You found the rules are pinned to the main server of the DevClash thread. Okay, let's have a look. Do we have Alliance rules in here at all? No! No, there isn't. There are no Alliance rules. Yeah. I feel like that should have been, I feel like that maybe should have been in. You got punished for breaking a rule that wasn't listed. Look, okay, so to point out what Jake is talking about here, I did not punish you. Your actions led me to notice that there was a rule missing. And so I added that rule. But you weren't punished. You've never played an EU4MP, you're going to go see what my rules are. I think you will need the EU4MP rule, but you can get that at the top of the Discord. And also the Anbennar MP rule, so you can see the Anbennar rules. They're in a different channel. You found it? Okay, cool. I don't think my rules are perfect, and I do think there's always going to be a conversation about how to improve them and how to specifically work with them to make the best experience for the most amount of people. But I do think it's the best that we can do, and certainly it is a good idea to have a rule set. I don't think it's feasible to not. mid-war alliances and alliance rules are just two of the most basic ones that should be in, I think. Like, Golden Dragon Empire. I don't know why you're in here, buddy. Get out of the war. Go away. You got no men. 0 manpower. You got the trade association to bring you down here. $36,000 manpower left for Shalazar. Umoji's at 50,000. But they're fighting such a huge Hugbox. But I don't know. I don't think it's going to happen. Let's see this war, though. This is advertised as a 1v1. We have Menekamengi and Aruukulin. Aruukulin has got a participation of 75%, so, so much for that. Is Aruukulin actually taking part? Or are they just getting blockaded? Their participation is, I'm hurting! Mercenary IDs are just straight up banned. Not in Anbennar currently. When we play vanilla, mercenary IDs do get banned because they're just broken. Specifically, if we have a look at them, it's honestly probably the best idea group in the game because mercenary companies no longer reducing army professionalism, can recruit mercenaries from anywhere. Obviously makes them super cheap, lots of discipline, etc, etc. But a combination of those two means that you can just hire infinite mercenaries with impunity, and again, it's pretty toxic for the game. Let's see, did anyone actually take Merc ideas? Anyone take Merc ideas? Thieving Arrow, perhaps? Blade Marchers, nope. Oh, okay, there we go. You haven't really finished them, but you've got recruit mercenaries from everywhere. So if you have a look at the mercenaries, you're recovering in manpower, okay. But as the game goes on, this list just grows and grows and grows and grows. And if you see all of the different, like, yellow spots, this is, like, where all the mercenaries are. So you will be able to get just tons and tons of mercenaries. And these mercenaries have so much manpower. The max manpower of this country, the entire country, is 83,000. Let's have a look. There's 52,000 from this mercenary company alone. 52,000 from this mercenary company alone. 24,000 here. 39,000 here. 99,000! You add all of these together, and that's your new, like, manpower pool. It's crazy. Oh yeah, the ICA here is not restricted to mercs as well. That's true as well, yes. And also, mercenary discipline is actual real discipline now. That recently changed. Mercenary discipline is just regular discipline. Book of Golden's Tree is particularly built around focusing on mercs to hell and back, yeah. When I play multiplayer, we use the 7R submod. It's not really a submod, but it's a multiplayer mod made by the guy who's currently playing Niaing Arrow, and yeah, a lot of mercenary ideas are just straight up nerfed because it's not good. The situation is not good. But anyway, we'll have a look at this battle again. It looks like more cannons now for the Ryaz side, and unfortunately, it looks like while before it may have been somewhat even, we had Umoji Bashidi go and try and defend their lands from, I imagine, a Golden Dragon invasion, and so they're not taking part in this battle, and without them, it's not even remotely close. Another 100,000 really would have been quite nice to have there. But yeah, no, there's yeah, they've finished their mercenary ideas. Also allowing mercenary units to drill, kind of interesting. Getting professionalism, although, like I said, professionalism is the big thing, right? Having to tank your professionalism to take mercenaries is just kind of interesting. And being able to be at full professionalism and have your and have a bunch of mercenaries, kind of weird, because you're not gonna need to slacken at any point if you have enough mercenaries, because you're not using your manpower. Let's see, how many mercs can you hire? Quite a few there. Already hired by us, you can't afford them, but just add up all of these manpower pools together. 44,000 is your max. Independent army alone is basically double that. Surely the war won't break because of desync. Surely not. Surely not. It's alright, Evergreedy, you can just watch my stream to see where they are. I will keep on your perspective. This is what you can see. 17,500 have just arrived in Imotna Pass. They stare at you across the river as you siege their highland fort. Their morale is low, and they start to take attrition. But the siege is progressing well, and the enemy knows this. They have retreated. They cannot face you. They run from you as they know that this fort is soon to fall. And Naleni flee from the field. They do not wish to take part in such a vicious conflict. Actually, I am curious where the fuck they went. They just retreated. There was nothing else to it. Fair enough. Oh yeah, 0 manpower. I love to see it. While you siege with impunity in Naleni's land, you are being sieged in turn by the Fetagoni. And the Werika Blublas. Come from where? Oh, there. Umoji have decided to come back to play again. Let's see, what ID groups did you take? Explo, Inno, Equality. Ooh, you have artillery fire there. Oh, and you've just integrated a doodad. Lovely stuff. Not terrible ideas, I will say. And did anyone get blessings for this war? Yeah, they got some inspiration, and I believe you probably did too? No. I believe that should be a thing. I think Shalazar should get some inspiration for this. Someone wants to go poke RiverDoge and tell him that Lambert said so. Actually, RiverDoge is in the channel with both of them. So maybe, oh wait, they've got Divine Inspiration Prosperity. Hey, I'm just gonna say Shalazar probably I divinely inspire them to fight better. It's just a thing I think should be done.
Do you think it's so one-sided that they need it?
With the Golden Dragon Empire coming in, yeah.
Okay, I gave buffs to Bashidi. I don't know if you saw.
Yeah, I did see that one. I think they both should deserve it.
Okay. Did you see the merc company that Bashidi has? I don't know if you'll be able to find it in the stacks, but
I did notice they had your models, so
well, they have like the slightly less dripped out versions. If you like zoom in, see they have just like the more regular knights.
yeah.
Oh, you saw them. You clicked on them. It's the Dustbringers.
The Dustbringers, okay.
It's the bottom left one.
Alright, so what do these guys have? Land fire damage. Artillery levels versus fort. Nice. And +1 infantry fire. Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful.
I didn't really put them through balance, so to speak. So we'll see how they go.
You don't say.
But I do wonder if they're enough. I don't want to like overdo it with propping them, but what I should have done from the start is given Shalazar the inspiration and given Bashidi the blessing. Yeah. Well, I gave Bashidi both of them.
Right.
I should have just split them in half, right? Given one to one and one to the other.
Yeah, that would have been good.
But if you feel it's so one-sided, I'm not against inspiring Shalazar. I just don't want to overdo it because I think the war is actually kind of like somewhat stabilized here from what I can see, which is not much to be fair.
Just looking at pure numbers-wise, the Shalazar is outnumbered 2-1.
Oh, is the war 2-1? Okay. Is that including colonies though? Because colonies can't come over.
It would include colonies. Let me try and see how much that is actually taking part. If you take out the colonies, you're not taking out more than
like 30k. It looks like.
Yeah, about 30k. So it's still
it's still 2-1. I guess it really depends how much the Helestags can get over, like actually transport their armies. Because right now they're not built nearly to force limit, from what I can tell. Actually, you can't see what their force limit is. I can check.
Well,
both of them have a force limit of 115 and 97. So both of them are about half force limit right now. Well, they're 70% and Taters is half. So they could commit a lot more to this war if they wanted to.
Yeah.
Rombeni did Rombeni do their gotcha thing, by the way, like their buff? I forgot. I guess we never showed you that. Because they looked and saved what it does, but I don't think they ever
Hellfire
did.
Signet for
15%
15% morale of armies, 10% shock damage, and plus 0.1 military tactics. That's kind of strong.
Yeah. So they did do it finally.
Yeah.
I looked last session, they did not have it, and I was like, huh. Looks like they didn't do it. Surely that doesn't come with a side effect. Surely not.
Surely no. Maybe, potentially. All
yeah,
right, here we go. There's going to be a little bit of a little fight. That one's not going to last.
Oh, is this the Dustbringers? It is.
It is, yes.
Oh, sorry, I want to see how they do because I have no idea how good they're going to be in combat. Well, it's only 5k actually. That's not.
Yeah.
That's going to be a stack wipe, I think, instantly.
For sure, but that first fire phase, if they roll remotely decently, that's going to be a quick wipe. Oh, yeah, two
They're
ticks.
trying to run.
Two
No
ticks.
way.
All right, let's.
Oh, that's the morale difference that got it, though. To be honest, they have double the morale.
Yeah, but also 2k casualties in the first tick.
That's pretty strong.
To 83 losses.
I think maybe we don't need to help them out because that Merc company also gets artillery, so they're going to be pretty useful even in bigger battles, especially if you enter them in early.
Yeah. I wonder where the next battle's going to be because it's all horrible terrain to fight in. So the aggressor is going to be in a no matter who is the aggressor is going to be taking the penalty.
One second, let me tell Taters that the hot joins that can join together. One second.
You wonder how Mercs will be handled in not EU5? I wonder too. We know they're not going to be handled the same way, but we don't know how they're going to be handled. Let's go quickly check on this war. It looks like no, they took the fort. They did not do anything with it. And it's going to be resieged. I mean, they could just assault for basically free. Although they don't have the mill points for it. But I do want to keep my eye on this battle. Will there be another dev interview? I don't know. I was planning on interviewing Susurrus, but he got a bit busy. And the other person I had on a shortlist is currently involved in a bit of a player war. So I'm not sure about that one either. They talked. They would be talking about the Shadow Trolls. So here we go. There's going to be another couple of battles happening. One of the things that you can really tell by or tell with experience on their part in playing multiplayer is just the lack of full back row cannons. That's something that is really, really important that we're not seeing, and I feel like that's making way more of a difference than much of anything else. Honestly, this is not close. This battle up in the north especially was just kind of a walkover. War Wizard versus Not is rough. But then here, it's War Wizard versus Not. And that's still not going well for them. As this War Wizard gets in, he's going to even that as well. How's the Sahel War going? Not amazing. Your guys kind of ran away from the front line. Charizard's no longer monstrous. Now I can root for them. There's a lot of damage going in, but yeah, it's I feel like they need to commit to one battle. I don't think they have the troop numbers to really do separate battles. Double battles was a good idea. All the rules seem pretty intuitively, no exploits or anti-fun stuff. Thank you. I appreciate that, because that is what I designed my rules about. I don't want you to exploit it, and I don't want you to do shit that's just not fun for people. Yeah, that's... I'm glad that that's coming across. The desynced... Oh wait, is this Susurrus is coming in? Okay. The desynced Evergreedy managed to get rid of the Naleni player from the fort as well. Oh, it'd be nice if I could, like, zoom out while in this screen. It is what it is. You don't know the rationale behind all of them, but there weren't any rules where I was thinking, I can't imagine how that could be exploited. A lot of it as well is, what I like to do with rules is not have absolute, you know, lawyer level accuracy in cutting down on certain things and leaving things somewhat up to, you know, admin discretion, because unless I want a rule set as long as a book to cover every possible edge case, then we are inevitably going to have situations where, like, if I try and go very accurate, somebody will find a way around it, and then they will rule lawyer their way into, you know, oh, well, the rules didn't say specifically, you know, clause X, paragraph G, you know, part 3, that I couldn't do this, therefore I should be able to. I like the rules to be a little bit more freer than that, so that I can have admin authority, you know, have a bit of a say on that. It doesn't really work out, because people still try and rules lawyer, but, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, there was another 50,000 emoji here that could have taken part and didn't. So I think a lot of it as well is coordination between the Hugbox, much better than the coordination between these two. Which doesn't surprise me, for the simple reason that when I was just in the channel talking to RiverDoge, These two were in that same channel, and we heard no words from either of them, so either they are micless or just not speaking, but that definitely is a hindrance in multiplayer if you don't speak. Alright, has any turnarounds happened here? Not really. This is the kind of river here that should be impassable. This is a fat river. What's the name of this fat river? The Key Gas River. Definitely candidate for impassability. You know, and having certain situations or certain cities that would be, you know, crossing points. You know, the Dalkmenda, maybe looking at some kind of Matamot Bridge. You know, Dashjubshin crossing here. Like, all of these, very much a good idea. And they have white peace. Okay, so that war is now over. Continue watching Shalazar fight uphill. Never fight uphill, my boys. Oh, what an interview. I don't see this going Shalazar's way. I'm not gonna lie. Because Golden Dragons are doing quite an excellent job of just completely distracting Umoji and bringing so many of their troops down. Like, this is very much a... I have played multiplayer before, and I'm gonna do stuff like this. Because it's distracting 80,000, no, 70,000 Umoji troops. And those guys are needed here. Of course, it's using more of your troops, but fact is, there are so many more of these than there ever will be of these, that distraction is totally fine. Might have had a chance without Golden Dragon. I agree. Without Golden Dragon's involvement, this actually would be a fun war to watch. With it, it's just kind of cringe. What do you want as for access for, I wonder? Planning on joining on Shalazar's side? Doubtful. They're just walking around them. They're just straight up walking around them. And he's just bringing in more troops. He's just bringing in more troops. Going back and getting more. Is this 35 waiting for a pickup? Where's your transport navy? Is it on the way back? Get more. Yeah, I don't know. Not sure this one's working out. So I don't want to poke him in a voice channel while he's doing war stuff, but I'm gonna message Wag. See if he's got any justifications for his cringe. Yeah, that's 70,000. So the justification is they're their only rival and they want Umoji out of Hales. Which, I feel like there's not a whole lot of Umoji in Hales. Like, here only. I wonder if Umoji can send them a peace deal for them to take this land, and then that'll be that. Maps to share Katala Raz. Where is Katala Raz? Right here. Interesting. Are we actually going to see Malekamengi joining in this war? Where are their troops? Yo! Based! Based and frickin' Mengi pilled. Let's go. Are we having an intervention? I hope so. An alliance would need to be formed. But yes, this should happen. Literally nothing happened here either. There's like 100,000 or more here. There is more than 100,000. Just sitting down here, distracting emoji. Not only distracting emoji, but distracting their frickin' war wizard. What I don't understand why they think this is acceptable. You're gonna balance the Sarhol war on your terms. I wonder, is it gonna be a separate deck on Rumbenya? Let's see. Have you got... no diplomat doing stuff. There is War Against Evil on Rumbenya, though. Yo. Potential. Oh, we got an Arukulin. Where is your... Yo. Maybe. Huh. This empire is empty, my guys. This empire is empty. Oh, wait, no, they're fucking allied. Never mind. One could have hoped. Maybe the 1Z... Wait, why the 1Z is still fighting with sticks? What's your tech level? 11? Is it tech 12 that you get guns? You have guns yet? No. You have guns yet? No. Wait, no. Tech 11 is where you got the guns. You have guns right now. But Sarhol does not get guns at tech 11. Wait, no, you've got guns and you've still got spears. Would have been great for someone to down on Golden Dragon. Agreed. What was the unit model on Gorbarad? You know, just a little bit of yep, drownedness. It's beautiful, really. Should have paid your taxes. Emoji has brought its War Wizard up north. So there is that. Oh, I'm sorry, but my guy, my guy, my actual guy. Oh, that's to right. Okay. There are 23 friendless cannons. Oh, is this it? Have you seen? No, you didn't. My guy, please, open eyeballs, attack this man with his cannonades of muppetry. Wait. What's the Not only is there cannons on the front line, but there's only cannons. Yeah, basically. Oh, Shalazar! Has Shalazar seen it? Has Shalazar seen the light? Have they seen the opportunities? Have they seen... No, well, Rise has seen it now. Oh, tits and piss. That would have been nice if they could have... But it's too late. Wait, they didn't even move that far. No, it's far enough before it's stopping them. Ah, Sag. So it seems like a little bit of a stalemate. Although it shouldn't, because this army is much bigger and stronger. Maybe, I don't know. When will we see Maleka Mengi make a move? Because they're here. They're in the territory. There's abilities. You might have ghost armies. That is unfortunate. Maybe clicking on the sidebar on your armies might help. Tried that. Oh, well, that sucks. So, when is the next fight gonna happen? I just don't know, right? Maybe they don't want to move into Ashikani because it's a flat land and you'll, give opportunities. Plus, you'd have to go to a mountain fort, which is oof. But I don't know. There's gonna have to be a fort that you go to next. You just gotta choose which is the least painful fort to go to. And if the goal is to get to Shalazar, the capital, I mean, it's gonna have to be Sartarask. Oh, and now you're Black Flag, so that means you're in the war. You declared a war and then just... What was your war? A war against evil. Yeah, okay. Did you call in any friends or are you simply alone? Oh, you called in Fanavosi. Okay. Fanavosi should be an naval tag. You live on the biggest island in Anbennar. Shut up. But, like, you're the closest thing to a Britain-sized island. Like, province density-wise, province count. You're the closest to an England. You should have good boats. You should have enough boats. Naval force limit modifier, plus 25%. National sailors modifier, morale of navies. The boats should flow. How many boats do you have? Let's check. 36 heavies. 36 heavies. There's 37 heavies here for the Trade Dragon Association. No, it's 57 heavy. Okay, so, yeah. Oh, Rombenia has... Oh, for fuck's sake! Why? You don't need to be in this. You just say no. Say no. You do not need to get involved. You are here to fight Umoji. You are not here to fight Maleka Mengi. Also, yeah, no, this isn't a... This is both players. So I don't know. Don't worry, I'm ghosted. I can't do anything anyway during the Zingon's one shot. That sucks. Maybe tell them that, and then maybe they'll do a white piece or something. We come for a white piece. That's Pokegeo's here, yeah. Maleka Mengi is not a player. I mean, technically, stay quiet, Everest. Just stay quiet, and then maybe they could, believe that you're AI. Just don't say anything. Pretend that it's that you're actually AI. Send a white piece and like, and just go along with it. Pretend that it's an AI just sending a white piece. It will be funny. Also, while I said yes, you're gonna have good boats. Even if you had 57, even if you had 100 heavies, you are never beating the Golden Dragon Trade Association's heavies because these guys, they just slap. No navy is gonna be beating 192. What the hell? But also these boats slap so hard. I can't click this, so I can't like see which ones he's got on. Actually, no, I can check in here, right? He's got commercial sky galleons on, so his morale of navies is higher. Caged Firebird engine, naval maneuver. He's got aerial cranes. I don't see the point in that one. Expanded storage holds. It's fine. Market mender is fine. Okay, so he's only got really one combat-oriented one. Ideas-wise, he has more fire damage. Land force limit. Oh, he's got Yan Sheni ideas. He doesn't have the fighting ideas. So maybe his boats aren't giga cracked, but at the same time, he is he's still got 192 heavies. So I feel like there's probably not much that a fan of Aussie could do here. Malika Mengi, this must be his ghosted army because it ain't moving. God damn, look at how many, like there's 130,000 here. Just being held. Just annoying. Oh, Umoji is trying a thing. I'm not sure really how well you think that's gonna go. Equal maneuver, higher engagement width for the Golden Dragon trade cringers. But yeah, no, the damage output of these ships are just better. Can I just point out, just real quick, just real swiftly. This is a merc stack, yeah. No cannons, one shock. Just sitting here on the front line. Raketa should come down with this army, with a full cannon back row. Splat this into next week, and, like, they're not going to reinforce fast enough. Umoji, maybe either they're doing something or they heard that and they're going to be reinforcing this. Movement. There's movement. I like movement. Did Shalazar get Divine Intervention? No, they didn't. I still think they probably should. Oh, they are actually... No, maybe. He's just retreating. Okay. See, what I would do is if I was going to go for a fort, everywhere's got rivers covering it. This area is very well rivered. You can't get here without crossing a river, unfortunately. Unless you can move. Actually, yeah, you could. If you went to Kandakisa, right? This, yo, Umoji, hey, psst, psst, psst. Umoji, he doesn't know. He doesn't know that you can march from Akashara to Kadaskitsa. You could just get this guy, march him here. Box select, march him here. Cannon's fucking dead. Just take it, go here. Take this, go here. You can march from here to here. You have the ability. It is a thing that you can do. It is the thing that you should do. Go here, then here. Here and here. Here and here. Just do. Such cannons without no infantry to support, they would die. They would die so much. It would be bloodshed. It would be beautiful. How, holy cow, I sound like Flurry right now. That's not a bad thing, though it's strange because I've never even set foot in the Netherlands. But hey, that's no bad thing. Flurry's cool. But this, yes. Do this. Go here, go here. Take this, go here. I'm trying. I'm encouraging. I'm observer encouraging. Not enough space bar assault. Facts, actually. Okay, they're gonna try and de-siege this. I mean, that's not the. I mean, you. He's. I don't know. Are you going to counter? Yeah, it looks like you are going to go down and counter that. Oh, it's... Emoji! Pay attention, Emoji! You can take it! You can murder it! You can kill it! You can murder it! Oh, never mind. You retreating from this fort is, Yes, stay here. Encourage this to come down here. Then you take this, and you can... It's... Oh, okay. Now you were... Yeah. Oh, Reyes is out of manpower. Yo, Fana Vossi, let's go! The halflings are invading. Holy shit, how many troops have you even got? 207! What the fuck? What? Man. Look at that, though. Army maintenance, 381. Balance, 381. If they deleted their entire force limit, they'd be breaking even. Halflings also divide by 3. Actually, have they got the nerfed halflings? They don't have nerf halflings yet. They've still got decent halflings. Peace offer from Reyes. Decline it. Somebody's lagging us behind, which is why we can't see it up, and it's Chungito. Anyone else lagging us behind? Oh, Chrono. Chrono is 3 months behind. Also, yeah, Poke, what the fuck? It is, look, I mean... Look, all of these mercenaries have got, like, fat-ass manpower pools. You breach, you assault. You breach and you assault. You breach and then you assault. Like, you've already breached, now you do the assaults. Any chance you've taken nice little bit of a Miltech? No. Ugh, it's... Oh. I feel like, yeah, when it's the host that has gone out of sync, that's not a good sign. That is, in fact, despair. Are we gonna try a rehost with with 25 minutes left? With 25 minutes left. I'm not sure a rehost with 25 minutes left is the play here. It is, in fact, a good error code. That is true. That is, in fact, true. Pokegeos, all or nothing. I mean, that is, in fact, all. That is, in fact, all. So yeah, I will, let me just confirm and see what's going to happen here. Is there anything in announcements or what have you? I feel like this might be a case. He's currently checking with the people who are at war. I would argue that it's probably not the wisest idea to rehost at this point. But I think as well, having somebody constantly being like 3 months behind might not be the best for stability. And it is a shame. It is a shame, of course. Like, especially in this case, especially with it being a DevClash, having it so that like you can't, in my opinion, you can't just say no, you can't come and play because your computer's too slow or your internet's too slow or what have you. Because this is all about showcasing the mod and the devs who have put their, you know, a shit ton of time into making this thing that we all fucking adore. And then saying, yeah, nah, sorry, but, you know, you can't take part is... Yeah, it's not, I don't know. I don't vibe with that. Then I'm very, I find it very difficult as a host of many multiplayers to tell people that they can't play. I find it so difficult. I've done it one time and I felt horrible about it. Just need to set up an Anbennar LAN party. I would love that so much. Oh, imagine. Imagine how cool that would be. Like, the grandest land, sure, whatever. You know, take your grandest land and, I mean, I'm not going to say anything bad against it, because I do kind of want to get invited to that one of them sometime. But, an Anbennar grandest land? A Granbenaris land? A Granbenar land? A Granbenar land! Imagine how cool! Paradox needs better MP stability coding. I agree. I do agree with that. Alright, that is called it. They're going to hash it out after session, so this war is going to be pieced out by the time we come back. That's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Something to be concerned about in EU5. True. I mean, I want to say it's getting better, but it isn't. I really want to say, oh, but, you know, a new game, so it's going to get better. But, if we look at the track record, it's not going in the right direction. Like, CK3 is woeful in multiplayer. Victoria 3 is woeful in multiplayer. Hearts of Iron I've heard is good. Hearts of Iron is good. EU4 is, I mean, I don't play enough Hearts of Iron to really say, but the fact that they've got a resync button like in the game is huge. That's amazing. I want that in EU5. And I think maybe EU4 probably is easy second when it comes to stability. Easy second. Because nothing else is close. Like, everything else is so much worse. Imperator is better than Vic and CK3 when it comes to stability. Like, it's crazy. The Imperator of all fucking things. I do strongly, vociferously, and repeatedly say that this idea, especially of people being able to hot join while the game is running, that seems like such a kind of a corporate-ish top level instruction, like, oh, we've had this idea and we want you to make it, and they've done their best at trying to make it, but it's just not feasible, and the testing environment for it is just not there. Like, something that might work in a LAN situation where everyone at Paradox is like sitting around their computers in the same office on the same fucking floor, running the game and hot joining while the game's running, and like, oh shit, it works, yay! It's so far removed from a realistic scenario of, you know, people from America playing with people from Europe, playing with people from India. It's so far removed from like realistic how multiplayer works that it's not a feature that should even be considered. It's dog shit. And the lack of lobby that started with Stellaris. Like, you have a lobby to start the game for the first time, but then there's no fucking lobby for later sessions. Like, what brain-rotted idea was that? That's terrible. And, yeah, so, okay, my hope for EU5, give us a bloody lobby, give us a bloody chat. Don't pretend that hot joins can happen while game is running, because that's delusional. Give us all that, and maybe we can be happy. But there's just no scenario where, you know, multiplayer functions without those things. But anyway, I'm going to end off for here. I'm not streaming any multiplayer after this like I was last week. I've realized that 8 hours in a row while I have insomniac issues is not feasible for me, so I'm going to end off the stream for today. I will see you guys on Monday for some D&D. If that is something you enjoy, you can come watch me play D&D. If not, I'll see you on probably a Wednesday for some more Gnome maxing. And that should be a fun one. We're in a mad player war. So if you're not followed right now, feel free to hit the follow button for those things. And I will see you next time. Bye-bye.